I want you to hit me as hard as you can. What?
Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. It's time for Versus. Lots of topics. Lots going on. The Emmy Awards came and went. What happened? What's the fallout? And the highlights. We'll go over it. Plus, crazy weekend at the box office. An anime film from Sony is number one. Spinal Tap II came out and did pretty decent for a mockumentary. I hope they'd do better, but everyone's here. Let's get to it. Your comments and questions. We'll talk to you in the chat. Let's go. And I think Alan's here for once. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Happy Monday.
Hey.
How you doing?
What's up?
Okay.
Sorry, we're hungover from the Emmys.
Yeah, those of us who watched it. But let's everyone introduce themselves and we'll get started.
Hi,
Oh.
I'm Elaine.
All good, Elaine.
I'm never first. I'm Elaine at Nerd Cookies. Yeah, ready to chat. I'm excited.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, ready to talk a little Demon Slayer, man. Number one in the box office. That was awesome. Saw it, loved it. Can't wait to the next one.
Angry Badger, still filled with a righteous rage, but ready for distractions.
Alan Ng, Film Threat, RRR, Han, Luke, and Leia, and The Acolyte.
Wow.
Okay, and we do have Robert Meyer Burnett will be joining us late, and possibly Dante. And Steph is here from My Nerdy Home. Thanks, Steph, for joining us. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Let's see who's here in the comments. Excuse me.
GJJ became a member for 4 months, or just said, there you go. He's been a member for 4 months, just showing up, just a roll call.
That's cool. And quick reminder to folks, go to shop.filmthreat.com. We do have our sports jersey collection. Mine is arriving today. I did get the Detroit Lions colors, so I'm excited for that. In addition, a reminder to everyone about Award This is coming up. It is Saturday, January 31st. At the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana, California. And you can buy tickets in October. Additionally, if you are a filmmaker and you have a film you would like to be considered, just submit it to Film Threat by the end of September. There is a late deadline, so it'll extend to middle of October. But go to awardthis.com. And you can possibly win an award at Award This and distinction for that. And it's a fun, if you've been to the show, I know a lot of our viewers have actually gone, you buy a ticket. It's the same experience as an award show. There's a red carpet, a step and repeat, a pre-reception party, drinks, a gift bag, and you get to see a fun show and rub elbows with filmmakers. So go to awardthis.com for more details to be eligible to go to the show. And there's our very own John Bailey, who does the show every year. He is our announcer. But let's get to it. The box office. Alan, you have the numbers. Tell me, how do we do?
Yes, I do. Here we go.
Bring those up.
There we go. At number 1, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Infinity Castle, 70 million, 70.6 million. Last Rites, The Conjuring, 25 million. Downton Abbey, 18 million. The Long Walk, 11 million. Toy Story comes in with 3.5 million. And Weapons, Hamilton, Freakier Friday, and Spinal Tap. Poor Spinal Tap. And the sound of music.
Okay, so 2 of these movies, Spinal Tap, like Sound of Music and Toy Story, those are older movies being re-released.
Mhm.
Hamilton is the stage play, filmed version of the stage play. I'm just saying this is a very weak lineup of films, but 70 million for Demon Slayer, an anime from Sony.
That doesn't shock me. We've
Not
so
at
ruined
all.
Western culture that everyone loves anime now.
A lot of people have been looking forward to Demon Slayer, like the Infinity Castle arc, and it had already released overseas, so we've just been waiting for it to come to the US. Like you could already watch little bits and pieces of it over on TikTok, but this is it's been very anticipated for a long time.
But how do you explain such a big? That is colossal. That is huge.
That
Hey,
shows you
Dante.
how many fans, anime fans you have right now, and how many people are locked in. This is one of the biggest anime series of all time.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, if you haven't seen it before, I highly recommend people go and check out Demon Slayer. Go and like just start watching it. Go back to the first season.
Just watch all
and just
1,000
watch it all
episodes,
the way up.
Chris.
It's not a lot. You can get through it probably in about, if you watch a decent amount of episodes, you can get through it. But yeah, this is the culmination of that. It's a trilogy. This is going to be the first of 3 parts.
Oh, dear God.
People call it like literally the Empire Strikes Back of anime. Everybody in every seat in the house, when I went and saw this, every seat was filled all the way up to the front rows. I got lucky just at the last second. I got like a decent seat kind of in the middle of the auditorium, but it was jam-packed and everybody was loving this thing, man.
Wow.
People crying, people were cheering. It is that kind of a movie for anime fans. But again, it just shows you how big anime is right now and how much it has really captured Western entertainment fans. People in Western entertainment are just like, we've abandoned the West. Now we're over here with anime. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it also shows that if you want to bring people into the theater, it's these event movies. This is definitely an event movie, and so people are anticipating it. It's hard for a movie to come in cold, like say Spinal Tap or The Long Walk, to even compete with, or even to bring in the ticket dollars that Demon Slayer's brought in. And by the way, 2.5 hours, for crying out loud. The final battle is an hour long, and it features 40 minutes of backstory.
Yeah, no, I agree. When I went and saw it, it was packed with people. The audience applauded at the end, and looking for tickets to go and see this was a struggle. When I was just like, you know what, I want to go see Demon Slayer, and I assumed that there would be open seats, and it was. I wasn't going to sit in the front 2 rows. Like there was just no way I was going to sit in the front 2 rows. So yeah, it was hard finding tickets. I mean, people went and saw this movie. People went and saw this movie dressed up in Demon Slayer clothing when I was at my theater, which
People
was
were
really
camped
cool.
outside.
Yeah.
Like OG Star Wars, they were camped outside, fucking sleeping bags.
Because there's a fan community, right? There's a fan community. I'll say that the only other that I heard anime that came close to this was Pokemon, which made 30 million. This is the highest grossing for an anime in theater. But you're right, it did have all the premium screens. It had all the IMAX screens, and packed, just sold out. It was really insane, but encouraging for theaters for sure. But look at this, The Long Walk in its debut, 11.7 million. That is a bomb. And Toy Story, an older film. Now you got 2 films. You've got the Toy Story, unbelievable, that are in Sound of Music in the top 10. older movies in the top 10. Because why? Hollywood's not putting out things people like. I mean, what here is really from Hollywood? The Conjuring, Weapons,
Downton
Freaky Friday. I mean, it's just bizarre to see people's viewing habits. They moved away. So theaters have to play something to stay in business. So I don't know. And
with the long walk, do you think that flop just because people don't care about it, or it's because they saw what Stephen King was saying?
I think
people just didn't care.
I just don't know. I don't think that trailer was ever very compelling.
Right.
The concept was done. I saw it. Did anyone else see it?
Mm-mm.
No,
Okay.
well, the trailer just it didn't interest me. I don't know, the premise of walking if you go any slower than what 3 miles,
3 miles
per
an
hour.
hour. Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed boring to me. There was nothing really that stood out to me that I have to see this.
You would be right. It's the Hunger Games did the concept better. But yeah, September, Toxic Waltz and 8 is becoming a dump month along with January. They're January and February dump, September dump, October horror, November, December award season and big tent poles. That's certain months just go in a slump. This is a slump, but for a slump, for Sony to get 70 million out of Demon Slayer, that's amazing. Did they do the thing? I didn't notice. Did they give options with subbed or dubbed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's both.
I'm curious if they would give figures to see which one made more money. I prefer I like subtitles better anyways, but
I watched it subbed and the theater was packed.
okay.
I bet you subbed.
Yeah.
People are purists with a lot of it.
Yeah, I looked for the subtitle.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm watching it in sub. I don't want. I'm not doing dubs because the dubs are always like way worse than the subtitle. So yeah, I always go for sub.
So is this Sony coping over K-pop Demon Hunter?
Well, I'll say if K-pop Demon Hunter had come to theaters in IMAX Premium and not gone on Netflix, that would have been a full-fledged phenomenon. I wouldn't be surprised if it had made $1 billion at the box office, and I think it would have in its first weekend broken that 70 million. It would have gone far north of that. For those who have seen it, I'm not sure if everyone here has seen it. Dante, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah, I finally watched it. It was okay. I'm not as enthused as you guys were, but it was pretty good.
What was your favorite song?
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh, come on.
Dante, I
I really don't. Like,
Soda Pop.
K-pop fan.
Just say Soda
I
You
Pop.
got Golden playing in the car. You know
It was-
you got
it was
Golden in the
fun.
car, bro.
but I didn't connect with it in the same way that you guys did.
Yeah, Chris, I'm not sure if it would have gotten the same love it did if it had just come out in theaters. I think the fact that so many people were just able to watch it that would have never paid to go see it, that turned out like, what the hell? I'm actually liking it. That kind of led to the.
Yeah. I was surprised, but
Oh no, I definitely see why it did as well as it did. I get it. I mean, it's a solid film, and especially if you're really into anime, which some people debate if it's really anime or not, but that's kind of regardless.
Anime adjacent.
Yeah, it's a fun film. I can see why it did as well as it did, and I agree. I think if it had went straight to theaters, it would have been another $1 billion film
I think so too.
for this
It
year.
would. I mean, it's already a phenomenon, but I can't believe you don't like Soda Pop, Dante. Why is that not?
How are you not a
I
Soulja
have
Boy
a-
fan? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I really feel like Soda Pop. You really, I don't know. I don't know what your deal is.
Look, she's singing it. It just to me, it just goes to show how East is taking over. K-pop Demon Hunters, you got Demon Slayer now, and I think Chainsaw Man is coming up. I'm looking forward to that, even though that one's going to be a lot more of the hard R variety because it's very, very bloody. But I think that one's going to do relatively well with anime fans as well. So look for that one coming in October. But yeah, I mean, you're just starting to see the takeover right in real time,
Yeah, shout out to the Asians.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
See, Alan?
and that's because anime is doing everything that the West isn't doing, right? They're just telling good stories. They're not preaching at you, and it's just something for your enjoyment, right? Like
Well, they're not.
we used to be about that here in Hollywood at one point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not all
they're not hung
remakes.
up
It's not
on
all
Western.
reboots, right?
And he's just not hung up on Western culture.
Right. Well, Hollywood has lost the cultural zeitgeist. And speaking of that, the Emmys were last night. For those, I don't know if any of you saw it. I did watch it. And it reminds me of this from Ricky Gervais when he was a host of the Golden Globes. If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time at school than Greta Thunberg. So take your award and F off.
No, thank your agent. Thank your God. That's my favorite one. Thank your agent.
Yeah.
Thank your God. Fuck off.
Yes, that's what he did say. But there were some highlights, and I'm going to guess that there was something went out like, hey, don't get political. Do not get political. But celebrities can't resist.
Nope.
Can't help it.
Here's an interesting clip about being slightly out of touch here. Here's Elizabeth Banks, who I like. I happen to like her. She's announcing the award. It's a directing award. There were, I think, 4 women nominated and 1 man. Here's what she had to say.
When was the last time a directing category had 5 women and 1 man? Now,
5 women. Okay.
Woo!
I did not bother to look that up, but I think we all agree it was never. All right, the Emmy goes to
The man.
When was the
Oh my God. I mean, now come on. I think part of
It's
that,
funny every time.
it's so good, but that's Curb Your Enthusiasm musical sting really was pretty amazing. What did you guys think of the award? There were very little. I noticed one Palestine comment, but it was toned down. They must have gotten a memo. It was toned down at least on the show, on the red carpet. If you go and pan for gold, there's a lot of gold of people saying stupid crap.
I watched some of it, and I did notice that it looked. You know what's funny? It looked like they were trying not to be political. Like you almost see them trying. Like they have to tell themselves, "Oh yeah, I can't be political right now," except for that one moron from Hacks, right?
Well, Javier Bardem was like, "No, I'll just go full politics."
Yeah, which is crazy. And by the way, Javier, if you're not going to work with a company that supports Israel and Hollywood, you're not going to work ever. You're done. It's all ran by the Jews, my friend. But anyway, it was fine. It was just, you know what it is? These shows are just boring now, man. Like there's nothing exciting about it. There's nothing really that to make anyone want to watch. I mean, I was happy that Christina
Milioti.
Yeah, I'm glad that she won because she deserves all the awards. But and I loved her speech. And guess what? She wasn't political.
Yeah.
She just gave a heartwarming speech, took her award, and fucked off.
Dante, the problem is we don't like any of those people. Remember, like before social media, that's the only time you really saw actors and celebrities. You would see them in these glorified events.
Yeah.
I know all their personalities, and they're all fucking disgusting for the most part. I don't want to watch them with pomp and circumstance, with very few exception.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like back in the day when I would watch like the Oscars, you would like be rooting for your favorite movie or your favorite TV. Oh, I hope they get all the awards. And I knew nothing about these people other than the fact that they made a movie that I liked. And that was it. That's the only thing I knew about them. And it was like, yeah, I get to sit here and I get to cheer and root for these guys, hope that they get. I didn't really have any stake in it other than that. Now it's like, oh man, these guys are going to get out here and pontificate on shit they know nothing of. They're just going to sit up here and run their mouths. And it's like, I don't want to watch this show. And so that's kind of checked me out of even caring about who wins an awards all the way around. Like, I don't really care, you know? So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like, and I think they also, didn't they have some sort of a contest? Like you had to keep they had to keep it short and then more money would go to the Boys and Girls Club. I don't even know how that works.
Yeah. It was a running joke. It wasn't that funny and they lost money. So they kept
I thought
losing
that was
money.
hilarious.
That's big
I
money
love
from
the
the
So they
children.
really couldn't help themselves, and they ended up losing the money anyway.
Well, no,
Right.
they got it at the end. It was still he still like did,
Oh.
and I think CBS put in there. Well, I thought that was very clever and very funny. I'm a big fan of Nate Bargatze, and I love all the clips that I saw. I just saw clips of the Emmys. It's hard for me to sit through the whole ceremony,
Yeah.
but I'm a big fan of his. He's really funny, and I love that Tramell Tillman won for Severance. He's amazing in that show, especially I think in season 2. His performance, he just has such presence non-verbally. He conveys so much. So yeah, I'm glad that he won for that. Well deserved.
Yeah, I think the host Nate Bargatze, he's got a special Nate Bargatze on Netflix. I think he's fine. He's a good middle of the road host choice. So good job for choosing him. But Sydney Sweeney was on the red carpet.
Yep.
And
She was the red carpet.
she was the red carpet. She also presented, and yeah, that got attention.
Lovely
That
dress.
got attention. That red
Can we look at
dress
that necklace? Can you zoom in on that necklace? I'm very interested
No.
in
Zoom in
the
on the
necklace.
necklace
Pinned
now.
it, maybe. Let's see if it's engraved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well
That's
played,
great.
Badger. Well
Thank
played.
you,
sir.
That's
Thank you.
good. But really, the real gold to be mined is in the red carpet. And on the red carpet, Matt Reeves had some comments to say about the Batman and Penguin. Is it the Batman and the Penguin, or the Batman and Penguin?
By the way, can we just like appreciate the fact that Sydney Sweeney makes no apologies for how hot she is?
Yes,
She
that's
makes no
I love that.
apologies.
yeah,
And
I
why
like that about
should
her.
she?
But
Yeah, she should.
let's take a look at this. And hear what he has to say.
We know that Colin's in it. Are we going to see Kristen Milioti, of course, in this one? Are we?
Kristen's not in this one, but that's because we were so deep into the script by the time we were in the show. So, but we'll see. I mean, I think she's incredible. What she did in the show is just astonishing, and what Lauren did in creating that character, I mean, creating this version of the character, is so special. So it'd be really exciting to do something with her. But she's not in this one, in full disclosure, just because we were so far along in the story that it was like, oh, gee, it might upset the apple cart, let's say, given where the story goes and what we were exploring. You know, there are some things where it's like, oh, we'd love to do this, but actually that doesn't fit within where the story goes.
Fair enough. You got to follow the story.
Of course.
Are you still thinking about maybe another season of Penguin or not, but other stories, other TV shows to build out your Batman verse?
Obviously, the priority at the moment has been getting the movie into prep. We are now in prep. So that is really what the priority's been. But from the beginning, I said that there were certain characters and certain things I wanted to do. And so I'm hoping now that that's in, those conversations will begin again in earnest. If we can find something that we think is truly a story that's better than the first and we're telling, then we know that Colin would be up for that. But short of that, he's not going to be up. None of us are going to be up for it. Lauren won't be up for it. We won't be up for it. So the answer is we'd love to do more things, but they have to be things that, first of all, fit within whatever. But I mean, obviously, I'm not in control of all the business plans of DC, but I have things that I would love to do. I'll put it to you that way.
I trust in your judgment, Matt. Congratulations on the show. Excited for Batman Part 2. The conversation continues.
Yes,
Thanks, buddy.
so much.
He could play Commissioner Gordon if
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I just love that mustache. Why is it when I hear him speak, I'd rather have him run the DCU than James Gunn?
Because he's not a narcissist
Yeah.
man-child with depravity fucking opinions.
I mean, look, even though I did have a major problems with Act 3 of the Batman when it went off the rails, I kind of just like where he's going with what he's doing with the Batman. What do you guys think about his comments?
Well, yeah, I hope that we keep having these comments about, or I keep seeing it online. Are your Batman gonna connect to James Gunn's universe? And I am wholly against that. I was always against that. Like, what he's doing should be separate and contained. And I like that it's more grounded, and that will entirely clash with James Gunn. So yeah, I hope he just does his thing. That's the only thing that I'm actually truly excited for.
Look, I said it over and over. I think the Batman Part 2 is a mistake. I feel like it's just going to convolute everything that's going on right now. Look, I know we don't all appreciate what James Gunn is doing right now, but at the same time, we got to give it room to breathe just a little bit more. And I feel like by having the Batman 2, it's just going to mess up kind of everything that's going on right now. The last thing I think DC needs is like an Elseworlds kind of thing happening when they don't even have their established universe right now. So I don't think we needed a Batman Part 2, right? With that said, obviously I'm going to watch it when it comes out, but I just don't think we needed it.
Yeah, what will happen if the Batman Part 2 is better than the DC universe?
I think it's going to be.
That's probable.
Look, every interview I've heard James Gunn, when Batman comes up, he mentions Batmite. We're getting, what are we doing? Damian Wayne now? So we're getting a Batman that's further in his career that will be less serious and probably more goofy. There'll be 25 characters because you know how James Gunn likes to have a lot of side characters.
The Bat family alone has like 17 fucking characters with the extended. He's going to have 4 Robins and 3 Batgirls. And Matt Reeves is the one, by the way, that said he didn't want his Batman to be the main Batman. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But yeah, as Dante says, it confuses everyone. Now, James says it doesn't matter because normies don't pay attention to fucking lore or anything like that. And, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's just diametrically opposed worlds. One is like more or less like ours, and then there's James Gunn's, which is a straight up superhero comic world.
I kind of get the impression that Gunn's Batman tonally will be more akin to the Adam West 1966 series.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, it's going to be goofier, not that goofy, tongue in cheek with puns and all that, but more lighthearted. Especially
I did see him mention he doesn't like campy Batman. That Gunn doesn't like campy Batman, but he also doesn't like realistic Batman because he doesn't like Nolan's Batman.
Has Gunn seen his own movies? I mean, in a way, the humor. I mean, it can be goofy at times.
I'm hoping he'll lean into the animated series Batman because I really love that Batman, that version of Batman. I don't mind the Batman 2 coming out. I'm hoping that it's good. But if James Gunn is not going to be focusing on Batman, like maybe Batman fans will be good with having this version of Batman being out there until James Gunn develops and puts out and introduces us to his version of Batman. This is just something for fans of Batman in DC to sort of watch and be content with until then. It would be interesting to see if this movie does better than any of the other movies that DC has put out right now. I'm not sure. I don't know, because a lot of people still do not like Robert Pattinson as Batman. But I don't know. We'll see.
So here's what James Gunn said about Batman. Batman has to have a reason for existing, right? So Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character in all of Warner Brothers, which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU and a need that he's not exactly the same as Matt's Batman, but yet he's not a campy Batman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really. So we're dealing with that. I think I have a way in. By the way, I think I really know what it is. I am just dealing with the writer to make sure that we can make it a reality.
Is he going to direct it?
I hope not. It was supposed to be Andy Muschietti from.
Oh, that's
Flash.
right. That's right. Yeah, from the It fame.
Well, the way the calendar is working out, Gunn's Man of Tomorrow, Superman 2, comes out July 2027, and the Batman 2 from Matt Reeves comes out October 2027. So
he said he won't release one Batman film. If it's a Batman with Pattinson, he won't release a DCU Batman film in the same calendar year.
Yeah, and I think they've committed to a third Batman movie too. Like Matt Reeves gets a third film, so that's you're not going to get Batman in the DCU until like 2030.
It's not going to make it that long.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, but you'll have 2 Batman movies in the meantime.
Yeah.
I don't see how he pulls it off.
This is a mistake. Because I was thinking that too. I'm like, so we're going to get the Batman 2. Then how far after that do we get James Gunn's Batman finally?
2028.
No, no,
That's
no.
the
If
problem.
Matt Reeves gets a third Batman, it won't be till 2030 that you could, as soon as you can get a James Gunn Batman.
No, if he has his written right now and ready to shoot, he can shoot it in 2020, late 2026 or 2027, have it released 2028, and then Matt Reeves would release his third one in 2090, 2030. Bro, Gunn's contract is up in 26, and we're talking about Paramount buying Warner Brothers, and he's trying to film Supergirl or film Man of Tomorrow the month Supergirl releases. This is shenanigans.
Why do you think he got Man of Tomorrow on the schedule?
Because he knows he's almost out for one reason or
Exactly.
another.
His contract is so I really think that merger purchase, not sure of those details yet, how that may affect things, because with Peacemaker, as soon as I saw episode 1 of season 2 of Peacemaker, I then was like, okay, I didn't love, Superman 2025, didn't love it, but didn't hate it either. Okay. But wow, with that first episode of season 2 of Peacemaker, I begin to question choices going forward.
Right, but why is James Gunn on the chopping block and not Kathleen Kennedy or Kevin Feige?
She has the body
Different
buried.
I mean, those two. If anyone needs to be fired, it's those two.
Yeah, but
we're talking about James
They
Gunn.
built up some equity over time. You can at least say that Kevin Feige did give us the first 3 phases of the MCU. So,
No, they built
James
up
Gunn's given
liability,
us,
not equity.
well, whatever, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they've been able to, like, they have a little bit in the tank where they can say, hey, I did some good things in my career. Give me a shot. James Gunn, in my opinion, is just a film director, and handing him the keys to the entire DCU, I kind of wanted it at one point, and now I regret even thinking about it, because this guy, I mean, look where he's at. We saw so much of that Gods and Monsters, that the first chapter or whatever he called it, and I mean, Clayface wasn't a part of that. That one's already being moved into place. Peacemaker 2 was never in the mix. It was supposed to be Waller, and that's not. I don't know what happened to Waller. Like, that was supposed to be a series that he was making. Not
he
happening.
Says Peacemaker and Creature Commandos was already greenlit before that he was put in charge.
But Peacemaker
when he was
season
put in
2
charge,
wasn't on his roster.
He
You
says
know
it
what I'm
was.
saying?
Oh, right. No, he may not have put on that Gods, but he says that Peacemaker 2 was already a done deal and Creature Commandos was a done deal.
I'm fine with Creature. Yeah, I'm fine with Creature Commandos. I think that one that could kick off his universe because it's animated and it's kind of a small thing and you can kind of ignore it and you're fine. But then you have all these other series, and like Batman Brave and the Bold was one of them. Where's that? And where's Booster Gold? Like, all these characters that he promised, the Authority has already been canceled. Like, everything that was on that list, it seems like things have leapfrogged it because he really doesn't have a solid game plan. Kind of sounds like the sequel trilogy if you think about it. These people don't know what they're doing. They're just throwing stuff out there, hoping that they can figure it out, and change it up in real time, and it's not working. Peacemaker is a terrible addition to the, to a cinematic universe that's just getting started. He's going to dive into white supremacy. Like, that's the first thing you want to start talking about. This is ridiculous.
I'll guarantee
I'm rooting for it to fail at this point. I just want Peacemaker. And it's, again, I think James Gunn still is a really good filmmaker, but I'm rooting for this universe to fail because I don't like this for DC.
Well, I just wonder. Hey, Rob, thanks for joining.
Sorry, I'm late.
All good. I wonder if James Gunn will last long enough to do an event film. And by event film, I mean a Justice League, a team-up movie, a World's Finest. I think
Wait to hear about Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, is Man of Tomorrow an event film? Because, the first, I would say, event film for Marvel was The Avengers, the first Avengers movie. We'd seen origin films for individual Avengers, and then boom, team up in The Avengers. And Marvel has had, in between other movies, events, basically culminating in an Avengers movie. Will James Gunn be around long enough to see that happen?
See, Chris, that's the thing, man. Like, I think we have to stop referencing the MCU like the old MCU, because that was lightning in the bottle, man. Like, that was something that no one could have predicted. It was something that happened so organically, it can never happen that way again. Like, it just can't. Like, studios keep trying to plan these things and make these things happen. You can't make something organic happen like that again. DC, we can sit here and think, yeah, maybe a Justice League movie would be the big event movie for, you know, the DCU, but no one cares anymore. That's the problem. Like even if they had an event movie, I don't know, considering we've already gotten Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific already in a Superman film, so you can call that an event movie, right? So
Yeah.
The next one's going to be an event movie. You're going to get the Justice Gang and Supergirl and Lex and him teaming up against what's probably going to be Brainiac, and that's his event movie.
Oh, so you mean
No, but
Superman
if you follow the Marvel model, if you follow the
Right.
Marvel model, the only event movie can be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Other
Yes.
than that, you can do the Justice Gang, but that's not an event film.
That is all he
Yeah.
had to do, by the way. He only had to give us a Superman, a Batman, and a Wonder Woman movie. And then he could have done the Justice League, and then he could have done Flash, whatever. But he chose to do. He also said he wouldn't greenlight anything unless it had a full, complete, excellent script. And then he greenlit his own movie when he just had a treatment done. So I don't trust in James Gunn. I think he's a fucking liar. He's been proven his son. And no, he won't last long. I don't think.
And Peacemaker is going to have a Superman cameo at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're talking, Rob. We're talking. Matt
I got
Reeves-
it.
Matt
Yeah.
Reeves comments on the red carpet about Batman and the Batman 2 and Penguin. So I'm not sure if you saw those, but what do you think about, especially Gunn's future with regard to this upcoming merger / purchase
potential?
Yeah,
potential. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think that it's going to be. People forget that you've got Peacemaker season 2, Lanterns, Supergirl, Clayface is shooting.
Right.
So there's a huge expenditure of money that's already on the table. And you got the Lantern series coming, whatever that is going to be, with Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler, and I guess Guy Gardner is going to be in that too. Murder mystery, it kind of harks back to the old Green Arrow, Green Lantern series from the 70s, which is kind of cool. The Clayface movie, whatever that's going to be, the new Man of Tomorrow, which they've pulled the trigger on. So you're looking at a huge expenditure of money. And I think it's going to take a long time. It's not going to be like the Paramount merger. Paramount was kind of on the ropes when Skydance was going after it. You're talking about a $75 billion all cash deal. That's what they're talking about. It's going to, the regulatory commissions are going to have a field day because they want to buy the TV stations with it, and the cable channels with it. So it's going to be really interesting to see where it all goes. I think it's bad. I've talked to a few pretty big producers. I think it's bad for the business if Skydance buys Warner Brothers because
monopoly, basically.
Yeah, I mean, and you have less. Like the thing about Warner Brothers is if you look at their year, they're coming off of 7 number one, $40 million or plus number one openings. They set a record. Never in history has a studio done that, and that was under Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca's leadership. And they were making, and it looks to be, I don't know if it's going to open, but people are talking about One Battle After Another being the best movie of the year. I don't know if you guys have seen it already.
I have.
Oh, you have?
I beg to disagree.
Okay.
We'll talk about it when
it's on. I mean, it's been getting all these notices and people, but to me, there's a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson fanboys, so I always take that with a grain of salt. But still, I mean, the fact that they made a Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Paul Thomas Anderson movie, I don't think they would want to disrupt that. And with Penguin winning those awards at the Emmys, and then Matt Reeves talking about, I mean, it's going to be there. People are buying these things because they want to make. I mean, Skydance has made some huge moves in the last 2 months in terms of renewing the South Park deal, going after what are the Call of Duty.
The Duffer Brothers.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers, bringing him over, taking him away from Netflix. They're making huge money deals there. So they're committed to making incredible stuff. And I don't think they would want to disrupt what Warner Brothers has going right now.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I guess.
Let's go to comments. We have a lot of other news stories here. We'll start with the big one here.
Ooh, 50 for 50. Aardvark 219 saw Tap 2 and loved it. First time I laugh out loud in a theater in a while. Not as quotable as Tap 1, but 2 stuck out. Candles cost more than the cake, and Elton at the end of Stonehenge. Imagine performing with a legend. Sir Elton is so lucky.
Thank you. Very generous.
Lucky is
we
how I would
appreciate that.
describe that performance.
That's great.
And then, GJJ, just member for 4 months. Thank you for your membership.
Appreciate you.
Anita Amanda Huggin for $1.99. Whoa, Elena's here. How are you, Elaine?
Hey, good. Good to be here.
I have to watch your Tron Ares video. You're nervous about it. I agree.
We
As
all
she should
are.
be. As she should be. Aaron Charman for $5. Watch The Roses and Spinal Tap this weekend. Some of the funniest films I've seen in a while, along with Naked Gun. Needed the laugh after last week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Press M to start for $2. Highly recommend seeing Alan at the NCT. Lots of fun.
Yeah, Mark. Press M was there.
National Comedy Theater in San Diego.
Nice.
That's great.
He probably saw one of the best shows I've done in a few months.
Wow,
Nice.
that's cool.
Rudy for $5. Demon Slayer told a better love story in 40 minutes than Hollywood has in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then Chicken Wang for $4.99. Matt Reeves should have had the Penguin writer's phone number. It's like they didn't collaborate whatsoever because they didn't collaborate whatsoever. Rossi for 10. Please tune in Thursday nights. Please tune in Thursday nights to the Rule of 3 stream with Star Wars Theory, Dash Star, and Versus Own the Angry Badger. This promotion is not affiliated with Badger in any way. Much love. Thank you.
I've seen that show. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, Badger.
I have replaced Stupendous Wave. Let's hope I do him justice. Chicken Wing for $1.99. Holy Rusted Metal Batman.
Thank you, Chicken Wing.
Alejandro Montoya Marin for $9.99. I'm excited for the new Batman, but you know what I'm more excited for? Rewatching PTA's new movie, Paul Thomas Anderson. It's brilliant. Cheers, everyone. Hashtag Viva Indy.
I have a lot of thoughts about PTA's new film. I'm going to save it.
Was the timing
later.
good, at least?
The timing is really bad for this film. It's very bad. That's all I'll say.
Politically, yeah.
From the
Politically
trailers, it looks
speaking,
like the timing might be bad.
the timing is
Yeah.
really bad, and Middle America will hate it.
Especially now.
It will probably bomb. So,
Tired.
hey, the fall's first blockbuster is an 86-year-old musical. You know what that movie is?
Anything goes.
Nope.
Wizard of Oz.
It's The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. Now, I have not seen this yet. We did a report on it. We showed a video. I did watch a couple of videos of people who have seen it and they reviewed it. I was unaware. You know, they cut 30 minutes out of the movie. It's only like a 1 hour show. So it's like a cut down of the film focused on all the spectacle. And if you've seen video from this, it's not you're not seeing a movie. You're seeing a movie in something that's beyond 4DX. It has wind effects with a tornado. There are even flying monkeys that are flying in the theater itself. The whole thing is it's a performance. It's Wizard of Oz gone full Vegas with AI. I'm very conflicted about this. I mean, and I this is going to happen to other movies. Mark my words. This is the first. But if you can, if you have notes for this story from Bloomberg, let's get into it and tickets are not cheap. They're like $150 for the cheap seats.
What?
Yeah, I have the range here. It starts at 100, ends at $350.
And you're seeing basically a 4DX version of the film with all kinds of, it's the sphere, so it's all around you, and there are all kinds of effects that accompany it like you're in the movie, including AI, because the film was shot 4:3, right? AI has filled in other parts of the screen. If you've seen video about this, I'm not against it. I have concerns. You're not seeing the movie. You're seeing a show. So please, Badger, if you would, or who has the notes to
I have something. And shout out to Paulie. We just got a Latino slant raid. Appreciate
great. Love it. Thank you, Paulie. Happy birthday to you. Birthday in a week, Paulie.
Happy birthday, Paulie. The Sphere in Las Vegas may look like the world's most high-tech concert venue, but under James Dolan's leadership, it has quietly become a movie powerhouse thanks to an 86-year-old musical that once flopped at the box office. Since Dolan licensed The Wizard of Oz from Warner Brothers, Discovery CEO David Zaslav and adapted it for the Sphere's record-breaking LED screen, the reimagined 70-minute version has been drawing 4,000 to 5,000 fans per showing, 2 or 3 times a day at nearly $200 a ticket. According to Wolf Research, the film is now grossing up to $2 million daily, with projections suggesting it could cross $1 billion globally before its run concludes. Critics have marveled at the immersive experience. When the tornado happens, the tech changes hit us like a cyclone. Writer Amy Nicholson in the Los Angeles Times describing the 750 horsepower fans and the ride-like effects, the transformation, the classic film that transforms the classic film into a sensory spectacle. Though the Sphere opened in 2023 to headlines about U2's residency and praise as the greatest new venue in music, analysts now note that movies, not concerts, are driving the venue's profitability. Peter Supino of Wolf Research estimates that while concerts will bring $200 million in this year, films will gross nearly double that at $400 million with a 70% profit margin. If the Sphere were a hot dog, the movies are the beef and the concerts are the mustard, Supino quipped. Unlike bands that keep most ticket sales, Dolan retains the bulk of the movie revenue. His earlier hit, Darren Aronofsky's Postcard from Earth, has already sold over 4 million tickets. Meanwhile, The Wizard of Oz shows no signs of slowing, with Dolan declaring, "Ultimately, we'll run The Wizard of Oz forever. It's hard for me to imagine a better product." Despite an $83.4 million operating loss last quarter, the Sphere posted a $24.9 million profit when excluding certain expenses, and Dolan plans to expand aggressively. A Sphere in Abu Dhabi is in development, with smaller versions planned worldwide. Talks with Warner Brothers continue for titles like Harry Potter, though negotiations with Disney over Star Wars have stalled due to creative control disputes. For now, Dolan's billion-dollar bet on an 86-year-old film has paid off handsomely, transforming what critics once called a vanity project into a global blueprint for future of cinematic entertainment.
What do we think about this? And is this our premium experiences like this reimagining of The Wizard of Oz? Is that going to be the future as fewer people go to the movies? Is it going to be something like this? And Star Wars, I knew Star Wars was on that list. Not sure how you cut that movie down.
That's the creative differences, I'm assuming, is because they wanted to butcher it.
Who knows? There's a lot of movies you could, but I mean, we're even seeing the regular theaters put films, we had 2 movies in the top 10 this weekend that are older films, Toy Story and The Sound of Music. So is this the future of film experiences, 40X and IMAX and, something like the Sphere or a mini versions of the Sphere everywhere? There are different sizes of IMAX screens, and people argue, Limax. What do you guys think of this?
I don't think it's the future of film. I just think it's you know what? This is Vegas. To me, it's just a spectacle show. Yeah. I don't think this is going to become the norm by any means. Like, I don't think this isn't going to take over theaters. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it. It's a little pricey for my taste, but Vegas is a pricey place. So, I mean, any show in Vegas is going to run you $100 to $300 no matter what you go see. Fucking Mamma Mia is still like $500 a seat. So, I mean, it's Vegas. I expect those kind of prices, but look, it's fun, man. To me, it sounds like a good time. If I had a free ticket, I would go.
Yeah, I think the theater going experience is kind of on the ropes, right? Because we've been seeing the box office decline. It still hasn't gone back to pre-pandemic levels with the total number of money made in the box office. You got theater executives have already come out and say they think maybe 20 years is the amount of time they have left. Everybody's pretty much looking for the PLF screens. That's kind of what keeps these guys afloat, is the IMAX and the the Dolby Prime and the 4DX theaters. That's like people are going for experiences and not going to see your general just common garden variety films any longer. So this year really kind of opened my eyes, because I thought this year would have a resurgence and a rebound, and we would start seeing films take off because of everything that was coming out in the summer, and we haven't seen that at all. Next year, it doesn't look like we got a very good movie slate. So yeah, I do think that if you don't have an experience for people to go and watch in theaters, everybody's going to wait for Netflix or wait for, hey, I'll just wait for VOD. Not us. We will go and watch the movies because we're movie fans and we're movie heads like that. But I'm just talking about your regular general audience member. They've been conditioned to wait for the thing to drop on VOD. And so a lot of people aren't going to the movies, and the box office is suffering, and theaters are closing up left and right. So yeah, I do think that these experiences might become the future of going to see a movie. Maybe not the Sphere, but definitely big movies on IMAX, and then that's it. Everything else is probably just going to end up on Netflix.
Here's what I don't understand is if you adjust for inflation, how much has Wizard of Oz now made? Is it $1 trillion? Or
yeah, do we count that? Right?
I think
This
so.
is like someone watching it on a fancy DVD player. It's a private theater, but $2 million a day?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, is this? I'm sorry, I had to take a call. Is this the Wizard of Oz over at the Sphere?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of promotion for it. There have been a lot of influencers that were invited to it, and it looks like an amazing experience. It really does. It is 100% an experience to go to the Sphere and watch the Wizard of Oz, because it's very interactive, and it looks like a really good time. It looks like a really good time. So I'm not surprised that it's $2 million a day, especially considering like the price of admission as well to go in and watch it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alan, did you say, by the way, what the difference was between a $200 and a $400 ticket? Like, do they give you a free beer or something? What is?
Let me see. Well, it's the VIP versus the general admission.
So it is a different experience depending on where you are in the Sphere.
It's Vegas. They'll always find a way
upsell
to
you.
Upsell.
Yeah.
Flying monkeys right in your face.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can throw flying monkeys
There
at
are
people.
flying monkeys up in your face.
There are.
Yeah.
There's also tons of merch they're selling as well.
Mhm.
Ruby
Yeah.
slippers,
Right
I'm
there.
sure.
You
Yeah.
wait in a whole queue, and through the queues, there's places to take
Munchkins.
photos, selfies, photo
Mhm.
ops, merch. They mentioned the box office. I'm sure the merch is doing really well.
How many people does it seat? Like the auditorium, or
I'm not
know?
sure, but you can
I don't know.
go to the website.
And if they're doing thousands of between 4,000 to 5,000 fans per showing 2 to 3 times a day. So clearly
Well,
it's a substantial.
70 minutes. It's a short version.
And that's
It's a
without
short
merch
version.
and all that, right? So I mean,
Hey, let's talk about Marvel, because that's what we do. And let's talk about Marvel's box office dip. An article in Forbes magazine, the website here. I like the tab says F Disney. Well, it just says F because it's Forbes and then Disney. I don't know. Okay. Disney lost $619 million in takings on each Marvel movie over the past 2 years. I know you have the notes, Badger. Let's get into it.
Over the past 5 years, Disney Marvel Studios has faced a dramatic decline in box office power, a stark contrast to its pre-2020 dominance when films like Avengers Endgame amassed billions. As one industry observer noted, the franchise that once defined blockbuster success has struggled to recapture its former glory. Before the pandemic, Marvel's formula of interconnected stories, A-list actors, and serious treatment of superhero tales turned movies into cultural events. Endgame in 2019 epitomized this era, tying together 21 films and earning $2.8 billion worldwide. But when theaters shuttered during COVID-19, audiences drifted. As the article explains, when the curtain came down on theaters during the pandemic, audiences weren't left on the edge of their seats wondering what would happen in the next movie. The post-pandemic relaunch faltered. Black Widow, a prequel about a character already dead in Endgame, lacked stakes. Then came Eternals, a film with what critics called an implausible premise about immortal aliens in garish costumes. The interconnected nature of Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, once its strength became a liability as viewers skipped entries and feared they'd be lost in later films. Marvel chief Kevin Feige acknowledged the missteps, admitting that ballooning budgets and overstuffed streaming content had diluted the brand. We've all admitted to ourselves that we lost a little focus by making too much, Disney CEO Bob Iger said, promising fewer shows, smaller budgets, and films that didn't require homework to understand. New strategy debuted with Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four First Steps, designed as standalone stories, yet both underperformed, grossing $382.4 million and $507.8 million, respectively, far below Marvel's former billion-dollar heights. Feige blamed audience perceptions. Some audiences were still feeling the notion of, I guess I have had to have seen these other shows to understand who this is. Ironically, the only recent breakout hit, Deadpool and Wolverine, succeeded by mocking Marvel's formula. Its foul language, violence, and independence from MCU continuity drew disenchanted adults back to the theaters, highlighting how far Marvel has drifted from its roots. The studio now pins its hopes on Avengers Doomsday, featuring an all-star cast led by Robert Downey Jr. and billed as the conclusion of the current MCU era. Feige even teased a full reset with Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. Yet the article raises the key question, will enough fans return to see how it all ends? Or has Marvel's magic faded for good?
What's telling here, I mean, he's not saying anything we don't already know. But when you scroll down the article here, there's average box office per movie, okay, by years in phases. Phase 1 from 2008 to 2012, $635 million average per film. Phase 2, average was $878. Phase 3, the average movie between 2016 and 2019 made $1.2 billion. You get to phase 4, it drops to $815 million. With phase 5, $610 million average. Now phase 6, which is only really one movie, Fantastic Four, $507 million. But you see with these numbers, I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see them all. This diminishing returns for the MCU box office wise. So that phase 3 was the sweet spot, and now it's dropped. Will they get back with upcoming Doomsday? What do you guys all think?
I'm not optimistic.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll make enough that they need to make.
Yeah.
But I think Doomsday will make more money than any movie from phases 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, it will, but I don't think it'll make enough.
Doomsday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it will definitely make that, but I don't think it'll make enough, like the money that it needs to make in order to be considered a success.
I mean, how much is this movie costing alone?
Has to be
how much are they paying the directors and Robert Downey Jr. alone?
It's going to be insane.
His paycheck alone is about $100 million.
Yeah, they're talking about $1 billion between two films.
That's crazy.
Is that true?
Yeah,
that's what I've heard as well. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think it makes its money back. It doesn't, crack $1 billion. Sure, I think that's probably safe to say. But I heard you say it, Badger. China, they lost China. I don't think China's coming back to the MCU. And if you look at, if you really dig into the box office numbers and see where the money was coming from, what countries, obviously China, the number 2 market in the world, was always bringing in huge amounts of money, even for some of the smaller movies. China's completely checked out. I think Fantastic Four has only brought in $5 million out of China. If you're only making $5 million in China and where you were used to getting $100 to $200 million, it's over. You're not going to get the numbers you used to get that, Avengers Endgame got or Avengers Infinity War got. So I think $2 billion is out of the question at this point. You might be able to get to maybe 1.5. And that really is going to depend on a lot of word of mouth because they've done no buildup. There's been no buildup to this movie at all. No anticipation. Nothing. We don't know what this movie is about. We're just throwing Robert Downey Jr. and it's all those chairs that they show. Look at all the people that are going to be in the movie. Aren't you excited? Like, not really, because I don't know what the MCU is at this point.
All the people we didn't
Yeah,
care
I've been-
about.
Yeah, I've
By
been
the
saying
way-
that for a long time. Like phases 1, 2, and 3, there was a story. There was an ongoing story arc. Everybody knew where it was headed. Everybody knew that it was headed to Infinity War and Endgame and Thanos, and our heroes finally coming together to defeat Thanos. Here with these phases, I don't know what the story arc is, even including those Disney Plus shows. What is it leading to? What the most that I've heard people say is multiverse. Okay, what's the threat? Please tell me the
Yeah.
threat. Like you're just introducing the multiverse through all of this. In what way? How? What is the threat that all of the Avengers need to get together to defeat? And like bringing in Robert Downey Jr. towards the end with no build up, saying like, here's the big threat, Doctor Doom, and it's like, okay, but none of that has been mentioned anywhere. There's no alluding to this underlying threat of Doctor Doom.
Yep.
And then you hear stories of the actors who are coming on set and filming this, not sure if they're, going to have to come back, not sure if the script is finished, acting against people who they don't even know whose characters they are because they are like CGIing faces and everything. They're given different names. So like it sounds really, really, it sounds like a mess. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a mess. It sounds like a Hail Mary. Like let's bring all of these people back, all these people that they know. And I think that they're counting on other people, on people's love of different franchises, like the X-Men, the OG X-Men coming back. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's, them coming into it. They're relying on that. People's love for all of these other characters, because all of the characters that have been introduced so far, there's no love for them. They're not making any money. There's no popularity with these new characters. So they have to bring these in order to get people to come in and watch this.
They also,
I think that people are more excited for the new Spider-Man movie than this Doomsday movie, to be honest.
Also, with phases 1, 2, and 3, our main characters, Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man, each had a trilogy of films within those phases. So there, you had a core group that you had 9 movies to develop those 3 characters, and then the peripheral characters, whether it was Guardians, whether it was Doctor Strange, and they would interact, or Spider-Man, or Black Panther. And they interacted in and around this core group of characters. So not only did you have an ongoing story, you had characters that we got to know and love. 3 different characters over the course of 9 movies, which is really unprecedented in Hollywood history. No one had ever done that before. And in phases 4, 5, and 6, they keep introducing characters, but nobody's had a second film.
Yep.
There hasn't been a trilogy of Shang-Chi movies. There hasn't been, obviously, Black Widow was dead. The Eternals kind of was a dead end, as much as I am an Eternals apologist. And even Doctor Strange, which was called The Multiverse of Madness, where you would think that they would establish what is exactly going on. They introduced Charlize Theron at the end, and her and Doctor Strange go off to where?
Exactly.
We've never returned back. And the only place where the multiverse, I mean, the Quantum Mania, they ruined the first 2 Ant-Man movies by trying to turn it into something. Their quantum realm was completely this silly, bizarre thing that didn't work at all, not to mention the Kang stuff going off the rails. By the way, according to Box Office Mojo, Endgame grossed $632,100,298 in China alone.
Wow.
Now, and I think that Nerd Cookies, you just brought it up. I mean, they used to have a story group that was made up of people that wrote some of the comic books, and understood these characters. There's been no evidence of any of that in phases 4, 5, and now 6.
To Robert's point, 4, 5, and 6 are the majority of the characters we're going to see. So who gives a shit about these characters going to be the here? We didn't watch them in their things. And even if you bring Chris Evans back and you say that him going back in time to be with Peggy caused an incursion that is destroying all the things, and Doom is actually the hero that's trying to unite everyone to stop these incursions, it's still most of the characters are people that didn't resonate with the audience to begin with.
And like you just pointed out, it's all gimmicky. Even Doctor Doom is a gimmick. And the thing about the Avengers, the first 23 movies, actually 23 meaning Spider-Man Far From Home, which is the final film of the first 3 phases, all of those movies were, if you watch them as one thing, it's and Infinity War and Endgame are 2 of the great fantasy films ever made. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're on the level of, say, Lord of the Rings, but as far as superhero movies go, they're pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Because the like with Lord of the Rings, we love those characters. I mean, and if you think about, I'm a big proponent. The way they opened Endgame with Hawkeye's family getting dusted, and then they cut to Mr. Fantasy over the Marvel logo, is one of the great openings of any fantasy film ever, because they reestablished in a bucolic family moment what exactly the stakes are. And it was, I don't know if that was the original conception of the film. I would think it wasn't, and then with that piece of music kicking in, and if you watch the first 30 minutes of Endgame, when they go back and they kill Thanos, and then you see 5 years later what's going on, this is pretty heady, sophisticated stuff for a comic book franchise coming off of the wonderful entertainment that was Infinity War. I mean, there wasn't a dry eye left in the house at the end of that movie. Please, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. And it was all earned. And I think one day somebody's got to write a book. How could something go? You had 23 movies of your own formula that led all the way up to Infinity War and Endgame. How do you F that up?
Ego and hubris. You mentioned that story group, and someone in the chat points out, Bo DeMayo told us all about. Yeah, no, that story group is long gone. The story group is Kevin and his minions.
Mm-hmm.
But how does that? I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The same is true of new Star Trek. You didn't make any money.
And Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Star Wars.
Yep.
It's the toxic fans, Robert, that just aren't watching our super awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally their viewpoint.
I mean,
not only that,
we tried to tell them.
Not only that, but usually there's an Avengers movie in each phase of Marvel. And right now, who are the Avengers?
There aren't, yeah.
Who are they? Who are the Avengers?
Well, they're
right
the
now?
new Avengers.
Like,
We got the
I
new
don't
Avengers.
know,
You got
because
the
in phases
Avengers
4
with a
there
Z.
wasn't. Yeah, in phase 4 there wasn't an Avengers movie. They didn't all come together and fight some type of threat. So there was no Avengers movie in phase 4. None in phase 5. And we're finally getting one 7 years later since Endgame. It's been 7 years since Endgame. So there has been no Avengers. Who are the Avengers right now? We don't know.
Well, Anthony
We don't
Mackie
know
for
these
sure,
people.
because the joke is that he's suing the new Avengers for copyright infringement. Yeah.
No, but I really give what Steph is saying, because it's called Avengers Doomsday, but we have no idea who the Avengers even are.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just a title at this point. It's
Why
like
even
everything else
why
in the
even call it
MCU.
Avengers? Just call it Doomsday.
You know,
It's like everything else. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, it's just like they're slapping the name Avengers on a movie. That's all they're doing. They're just slapping the name Avengers on a movie. They're going to bring a bunch of characters together. There's the movie. And we have these names and we have these stars and we have these characters, but it's been no buildup. It's literally the same thing as slapping the Marvel Studios logo on a movie or on a television show and expecting people to show up because Marvel has always been this or whatever. So I think that's one of the big problems is that, you don't know who the Avengers are. They haven't built them up. They haven't built up to this. We have a completely different villain than what we had before. Like, this is supposed to be Kang. Now it's, Dr. Doom. We know nothing about where the universe is and why should we care? That's the biggest problem I have. We don't care. And Marvel hasn't made us care. The only thing that we're supposed to care about is, they're bringing in Professor X and they're bringing in Magneto and they're bringing in, this character and that character. And we care about those characters, but where are they at in this universe? Nobody knows.
And you know what
cameos.
They
Sorry.
introduced, I'm wondering if the X-Men are going to come from wherever Maria is her name Maria Hill? Who is that? The other Marvel.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau, thank you. If they're going to come from that, because they introduced Beast there. Beast was over there.
Yeah.
So is that where the X-Men are going to come from? Right there?
Apparently.
Like, there's so many open-ended questions. Robert, you brought up Doctor Strange. Where did he go? What is he doing? There's so many open-ended questions. They end everything on a cliffhanger, but it's like, okay, but where is it going? Where are we leading to?
Also,
where the X-Men come from, by the way. Sorry, go ahead, Robert.
I think one of the things that's really missing, beginning with the end of Iron Man, which is a terrific film, going back and watching it because it's a character study. But at the end of that movie, who shows up? Sam Jackson's Nick Fury. Nick Fury was this glue that kind of went through all the movies. And he says from the very beginning, he shows up at the end, tells Tony Stark about the Avengers Initiative. And when you saw that trailer, remember when they had the trailer of all the different characters? There once was an ideal. You hear Nick Fury. Where's Nick? You know, whatever's happened, it was a glue, and he was the Gandalf of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the sense that his gravitas and the way they used him in Winter Soldier,
they cucked him in Secret War, right?
Secret Invasion.
Invasion. Sorry,
I mean, they ruined that character. Yeah, and the thing is, Sam Jackson was I think the MVP of the first 3 phases of the MCU, because and you had Maria Hill and you had Agent Coulson, even though he passed away, and the Shield element.
Is Maria Hill dead?
They killed her.
Yeah,
off screen.
They killed her.
Yeah,
off
that was
too.
in Secret Invasion.
That was in Secret. Yeah, so it might as well have been off screen.
Yeah,
but the fact is, how do you lose that element? How do you lose Shield? I mean, is Shield no longer around?
It's Sword now because of.
Oh, of course, but it's like you saw him in Nick Fury. You think the best use of him was in the Marvels? You basically kind of made him a goof.
Black Girl Magic.
Look, there's no overarching Marvel story, but Alan and I have access to Marvel Zombies. I haven't seen it all yet. We'll talk about it.
I have seen Marvel Zombies.
Alan has seen all of Marvel Zombies, and you're gonna have to be vague.
Yeah, I have to be super vague. I can't tip off whether I liked it or not until next week. But the 2 things I found interesting was this is the first time, aside from Bo DeMeo, that an actual comic book writer wrote the series. And I'll just say it feels like a comic book movie. The problem is look, if I'm a comic book writer and I got offered a Marvel TV series, I'd be all for it. I'd say, great, give it to me. And then Marvel hands them, but here are the heroes you have to work with, which is basically the Thunderbolts and Ms. Marvel.
The heroes we're going to be seeing in the upcoming movie.
Yeah, and so the only thing I'll say about Marvel Zombies is it feels like a comic book. It feels like it was written by a comic book writer, but then you use the Thunderbolts and Ms. Marvel.
Wow.
Hey, I want to switch gears for a second and talk about the future. Predictions for the 2026 movie releases, just briefly, because this year is nearly a wash. We've got
survive till 2025. Now it's Hollywood will fix in 2026.
But here we go. Here are the major films for 2026. I'll go through them real quick. We have Avengers Doomsday. Well, Batman 2 is 2027. Dune Messiah. Well, actually, Dune Part 3. Shrek 5. A Jordan Peele movie. Supergirl. Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't think there's a Hunger Games movie. Super Mario Galaxy. Last Airbender movie. The Hunt for Gollum. Toy Story 5. Transformers G.I. Joe. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2. Frozen 3. Mike Flanagan's Exorcist, Street Fighter, Spielberg's Untitled UFO movie, and one I really can't wait for, Project Hail Mary. Yeah. What is 2026 looking like?
You forgot about Mortal Kombat.
And what about
Mortal Kombat, which this is not updated. So
is the Odyssey on there?
I did see that.
The Odyssey is missing.
Yeah.
Is it Odyssey 2027 or am I wrong?
No, it's next year.
It's next year.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, this graphic needs to be updated. What are our predictions for 2026? It'll end with Doomsday and Dune, but I think Dune Part 3 may either move up or bump to 2027. The release of the Dune movies have all gotten screwed, in my opinion.
Have they even started filming Dune yet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Part 3. Oh, it started filming. Yes.
I would see Doomsday moving before Dune does.
Doomsday may move as well, but any thoughts on this release slate, which even the graphic is out of date now because of Mortal Kombat?
You know what's funny is that the only original movies on here is the Jordan Peele's next film and Steven Spielberg's UFO movie, which again may not be an original film.
Well, wasn't Jordan Peele's movie canceled though? Because I saw a report that said it was canceled.
Yeah.
Which one?
Is it?
Jordan
Yeah.
Peele's movie.
You're right about that.
Oh, him?
Oh, okay. So
Is
even
that what it's called?
this is a very outdated slate, but most of these, 80% of these, are happening next year.
Mario 2
I'm not
will
gonna
be a
lie.
billion.
I'm kind of looking forward to the Street Fighter movie, just for shits
Same.
and giggles.
Same.
Badger, I think you were going to say Mario 2, Mario Galaxy. I think that's going to
That's-
sweep. That's going to do so well.
I said that's
Yeah,
gonna make $1
I'm
billion.
excited for that.
Project Hail Mary, while I have no doubt it'll be an amazing film if they can pull it off, I wonder how normies will take that movie, because I mean, I love Ryan Gosling. I think he's great. He's an amazing actor. He doesn't he doesn't say stupid stuff. He stays in his lane. He entertains. But Fall Guy was one of my favorite movies the year it came out.
Mhm.
And that movie bombed.
Is the
And
untitled
he's-
film Starfighter with like?
No,
'cause it's
that's
not
the
updated?
following year. That's
Oh, okay.
2027.
Yeah, so I don't think there is an entitled Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the Ray movie or?
Right?
I don't know.
I don't think the Ray movie's ever going to happen. It may be
I
a
don't
Disney
The Ray
Plus
movie is the
series.
longest running joke in Hollywood. Man.
Yeah.
So wait, what about Mando and Grogu? Does that hit $1 billion? Is that $1 billion movie?
Oh,
No way.
Absolutely.
You need to do research. to
First
know
Star
that.
Wars movie in 7 years. You don't think the fans are just biting and chomping at the bit to go and see a
No,
Star Wars movie?
because it's like it's like a continuation of 3 seasons of a show people have already seen it. They've seen it. It's I don't think it'll do well. I don't think it'll fail.
Seen it and moved on. We've moved on
Yeah.
from the Mandalorian.
Do we think Supergirl makes more than 500 million? Because I personally
No.
don't think it will.
No.
Not even close.
That
I don't
was
know.
a question.
I
That's a question
disagree.
mark for me.
Okay,
think
Robert,
I think it
why?
might do over 500 mil.
Okay, Rob, let's hear it.
I disagree because I think that the story that Woman of Tomorrow, Tom King's Woman of Tomorrow, is going to be a departure from what we've seen from James Gunn. It's got a different director, a different tone, and I think the story is going to be a little bit more. As it's hard to say this, but I thought Superman, James Gunn's Superman, I found it entertaining, but believe it or not, I thought it was very small.
I do believe that. Yes.
It was a small. It had no scope.
Right.
You know, whereas it all basically you have your pocket universe, and then it was set, in the skies of Metropolis, in and around. But if you think about the locations, there's not a lot of them, and I think that Woman of Tomorrow has got a galactic bent to it, and
it's got Lobo.
It's got Lobo. It's got a cosmic. I think it's going to be a much bigger film, and I would imagine that. The SVOD, obviously Superman has been burning up the SVOD charts. It's put another $100 million into its coffers in like 2 weeks. So I think that was all families that didn't go out to the movies because it's too expensive to take 3 kids to go out to that's why they've, $25-$30 they can be at home and make dinner. But I think it's going to be interesting to see where it's going to go, because in order for the DC universe to continue, I think you need to move. You have to go diametrically opposite of James Gunn. I think the Lanterns is going to be very different, only because James Gunn's thing is his own thing.
Yeah, but he has he puts input in everything.
Yeah,
right?
but he can't make everything everything's got to be different. The tone has to be different. Peacemaker and Superman are one thing, but I think Supergirl has to be like an epic superhero fantasy movie that has to have gravitas, and it has to give people. It has to be the furthest thing away from Superman and Peacemaker. Otherwise, the DCEU is not going to work. Same with Lanterns.
Do you think Supergirl will be Barbie? Basically, will women will draw to it like they did Barbie?
No, because Barbie is lightning in the bottle, man. Like that again. We can't. Barbie had a couple of things going for it. Number one, the hottest actress in the world at the time. Ryan Gosling, who was great, good word of mouth, and the best marketing team I've seen probably ever when it comes to marketing a movie. So,
and best on the biggest toy of over the last half century.
Of course. So there's no way Supergirl's going to make what Barbie made.
I don't think it makes what Barbie makes, but I do think it's going to definitely pull a larger female audience than what we've seen in superhero movies in the past. Like the Marvels, even though the Marvels it featured 3 female leads or 3 female heroes and a female villain. It was 70% guys went to watch that movie. I think Supergirl is going to see a very large girls gone wild crowd. You know, people that want to see a bad girl, Supergirl. I think there's a lot of females that would love to see a kind of a not so PG-13 movie. It's going to be towing that line with Lobo for sure. You know, it's going to be towing that PG-13 line when Lobo's in your movie. And
you guys read the story?
I've never read it. People have recommended it to me. I've been told it's terrible, so I haven't read it. But I don't know if are they doing an exact adaptation?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Basically, except
Well,
for making
I think if it is Supergirls Go Wild, it'll make $1 billion.
That's what I'm thinking. They gotta lean into that.
The main
At least
plot.
that's what I would do. I would lean into the Girls Gone Wild, Bad Girl, Supergirl, Bad Girls Club, whatever, and just have fun with it.
The main plot is that Crypto is poisoned, and in order to get the cure to cure Crypto, she helps a girl whose father was killed by a warlord, basically on her planet. So it's a girl helping another girl kill a toxic male in a thing. And then Lobo is going to be thrown in the mix somehow because he's not in the actual story originally. So I don't know how they're going to do that. Not in the book, not in Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King, which it's heavily
they
based
might
on.
do something different with the story. We don't really know. It could honestly,
Yeah.
Woman of Tomorrow could just be a title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could just be a title.
I think
movies
the
that
first
aren't-
trailer is going to tell us a lot. If we get that first trailer and it's a banger and it lights everybody, I think we might see, some decent box office returns.
It also doesn't James Gunn shine with those side characters, not the main line. I don't know. I
Really
hear that a
write it.
lot. That he does better with the unusual and not
Anna
the main line
Nogueira,
characters.
The lesser
someone
known.
else is
Yeah.
directing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really think Supergirl will be a more obnoxious Taylor Swift. That's what that's going to be the take. But
There were some movies that weren't on there that I think that will probably do good at the box office. Moana live action,
right.
because that movie is so popular, the first and second one. I think that movie will do good, even though it is live action. If I learned anything from Lilo and Stitch, I mean, that is a popular character, and I think that'll make money. Spider-Man: Brand New Day, as well. I think that
Is that
one will do pretty
26?
good.
Yeah.
It is.
Did
Yeah,
our
it's
tickets sold
26.
out for the Odyssey, like the 70 millimeter IMAX? Didn't they do
Oh,
something with that?
Well, that's
Yeah, they sold it a year early.
Yeah, and don't forget the Trey Parker Matt Stone movie coming out next year.
So
There's
next year
a-
might be a better year for movies than 2025.
There's a Minions 3 movie coming out, and I think those Minions movies also do pretty well and make a good amount of money. And then one movie that's coming out in 2026 that I'm kind of hopeful. This is just a movie franchise that's very close to my heart. Is Fast X Part 2. It's the end of Family. I think it's the last movie.
Oh no.
I think it's the last Fast and Furious movie that is coming out just in time for its 25th anniversary. I don't know, maybe because it's the final movie in the franchise, people will go. And
I
watch it.
completely forgot that ended on a cliffhanger.
It did, yeah.
It was ridiculous. I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
hated that movie.
I did as well.
The question
Hey.
is this the last Fast movie or are they
It depends on the box office.
Yeah.
It won't be the last Fast. Yeah, it'll be called the last Fast. Hey, the NFL season started, and a movie called Him is opening this Friday. So I think maybe it's a good time to talk about the 25 greatest sports movies of all time ranked. You don't have to be a sports fan to love a good sports movie.
That is
I've
true.
not looked at the list. It's from Rotten Tomatoes. It says GOAT, greatest of all time. Oh no, Hollywood Reporter presents the 25 greatest sports movies of all time ranked. You don't have to be a boxing fan to love Rocky. You don't have to be a baseball fan to watch Field of Dreams. Sports movies are I love, sometimes if you win, you win. The movie ends, you win. Sometimes you lose in a sports movie, but you win something else. Like
Hey,
respect.
you know what? Technically, Happy Gilmore was a sports movie.
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Yes, it was.
So let's go through these.
Cool
And we're gonna
Runnings
start-
better be on here.
I know.
We're gonna
Cool Runnings is
start
good.
Any given
Yeah.
Sunday has to be on this list.
Bad
Yep.
We're
fair.
starting at the end with number 25, Bad News Bears. What do we think about?
Don't
It's a
disagree
great
with
movie.
that.
Great
It
movie.
deserves to be
Great
on the
movie.
list.
Yeah.
I hope Breaking Away is on this, but I don't
It better be. Yeah.
expect it to
And,
be.
and
So
Hoosiers.
Walter Matthau.
Challengers.
No.
what?
Absolutely not.
No.
That was weird.
That is some bullshit.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was they could have retitled that
Absolutely not.
Zendaya's first threesome. That was terrible.
Devil's threesome at that.
It should not be. Yeah, it should not be on the list. $1 Million Baby at number 23.
Okay.
Okay.
Good movie.
Okay.
I don't think in the top 25.
I don't think I've ever
Maybe
seen
probably.
this movie.
I haven't
Probably
seen any of
see
these movies so far. Yeah.
Totally
Good
depressing.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
depressing.
Bad News
Very
Bears is a
depressing.
must, though.
Now this is a classic.
Oh yeah.
How could it? How is it
Yeah.
so high up on the? It should be much lower on the list.
I agree,
I
Rob.
haven't seen
I
it.
agree.
That's one of the great. This is one of the great, not just sports movies, but one of the great movies. Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
totally
a great.
agree.
Yeah, including it's very 1970s. Like the one guy, get some snatch. The way he talks, the way all of them talk. It's
Well, if they
what a
have this,
great
then
film.
Youngblood should be on this list too. Then with
well,
Rob Lowe.
okay, Moneyball at number
this
21.
also should be way higher than this.
I love this movie.
Money.
I don't like these
Love
rankings
this
already.
movie.
This
Yeah.
movie is great.
Very
I haven't seen any of
underestimated.
these movies.
Great score to Moneyball.
Yep.
And a young Jonah Hill.
Number 20, Fat City at number
Can't
20.
say I've seen
Oh, I've
this.
never seen it.
I have never seen it.
Is that Jeff
Ryan
Bridges?
O'Neal.
That looks like Ryan
Oh,
O'Neal.
Ryan
yeah.
O'Neal. Seth. Jesus.
It is Ryan O'Neal.
Number 19, Personal Best.
Yes.
This is a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Bow, chicka,
And the
bow,
second
bow.
one with
Okay.
nudity in it.
Love and Basketball at
What?
number
Okay.
18.
That was a good-
I'm
yeah.
0 for 7. I haven't
Good
seen
movie.
any of these.
It's a good movie.
It's a good
Oh my
It's a
movie.
God.
sports movie.
Okay. Number 17, Hoosier.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
film.
Way,
Gene
way
Hackman.
too low. Way too low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
too low on the list. Let me see. Number 16, Minding the Gap.
Never saw it.
How is this even a sports movie?
Yeah,
I think
I'm not.
Well,
I
It's
don't
a
know.
documentary. This
Yeah.
should not be on the list.
Yeah.
It's,
no, I don't like that.
Like I like this that film for what it is, not a sports film. No, documentary.
yeah, it
Weird.
should be a sports documentary list.
The Hustler, the Paul Newman.
Fantastic film.
Great
Yes.
movie, but sports
Great.
movie though.
Yeah.
Pool of
Yeah.
sport.
Very-
Because there's
Uh,
ball.
Watch billiards on
Pool
ESPN.
is competitive.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's a,
You
it's a
can bet on
competition
it.
movie.
Number 14, Offside.
Yeah,
Haven't
remember that
seen
one?
it.
Don't know
Never
it.
seen it.
Do not know this
Nope.
film from 2006.
I don't
Okay.
think it should be on this list.
Number 13, Sugar from 2008. Haven't seen it. Anyone else?
Got Strawberry.
And also at this
I like
at
sports
this
movies.
high up on the list, we should all know this movie.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
should
know,
know
yeah.
this.
Ridiculous.
Crazy, man. Who put this
Okay.
list together?
Now,
All right. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well,
a movie I can get
White
behind.
Men, White Men Can't Jump at number 12.
A movie
Now-
I've seen.
This is
Yes.
a great movie, and
Great
while
movie.
it does have basketball in it, I wouldn't say it's sports.
It's not a sports
like
movie.
No.
I
other
agree.
Yeah,
sports
I don't think
It's
so.
not a
films.
sports
Yeah.
movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
As compared
What are
to
y'all
Hoosiers.
talking about? It's the sport is the center of the movie.
No,
That's
that-
not the center
It's
of the
not,
movie.
but it's not professional sports.
But it's just sports. But it is a sport.
Well, I mean,
Basketball
then you have to
is
take the Hustler off. The
It's
list.
money. Yeah, it's money hustling with basketball.
I
I don't.
guess.
I don't think it would be.
I
a
guess.
sport.
Yeah,
I
maybe you have
would
the
put it
Hustler on
there,
the list.
but,
You gotta have this one on the list.
Maybe not so high on the list. Anyways, number 11, A League of Their Own.
I
Great
love
movie.
it.
1992.
Sure.
Good movie.
Sure.
Classic.
Good
I
movie.
love this
Love
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. That's
I
good.
won't argue that one.
Okay, number 10. We've all seen it. The loneliness of the long distance runner.
I
Won
own this
1962.
movie.
You
I
do?
know.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It really
I-
is.
But
Never seen
again, while it's a great movie, I don't know if I would. And yes, it's a sporting event, but is it?
I mean,
the
of all
top-
time, number
Yeah,
10.
that's what we're talking about. The top 25 movies of all time.
This,
I
I
whoever
mean,
put this
maybe
list together,
Chariots of Fire.
Everybody's
Chariots of
trying
Fire.
to show themselves as being
Yeah.
cool.
I mean,
Rudy better be on here
yeah.
too.
I mean, we should have at least heard of these movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this
I love
movie.
it.
Bring it on.
Let's
I
go.
know.
2000.
100%.
Nine.
yes.
I love this
Cheerleading
movie, but
is a
absolutely
sport.
not.
It's not a sports movie.
Cheerleading is a sport.
It's an athletic
Well, competitive
supporting
It
sport.
is a sport.
Yes.
Cheerleading
It's
is
not
a sport.
cheerleaders on the side. It's competitive cheerleading.
I wouldn't put this in top 10, but I mean, it would be. Cheerleading is a technically.
This is in the top 100 list. Maybe
I love that movie though.
Okay.
This at number
Okay,
8.
there we go.
The original Rocky,
way higher.
1976.
At number 8.
At
No,
number
There must
8.
be 7 other great sport movies.
Oh, bro, I can't wait to see 1 through 7.
Yeah, me neither.
There's a huge gap between Rocky and Bring It On. They're
I
not
know. Yeah,
right
that's for
up
sure.
next to each other.
That's
At number
for
9,
sure.
number 8.
Yes.
Look, the next
my-
one's Rocky 2. All right.
That's crazy.
Okay,
You're kidding me.
here we go. Number 7, 8 Men Out.
Okay.
It's
I don't know.
I like
Okay,
that movie.
good.
This
That's
is a
nice.
good movie, but it's also about,
I-
it's not so much about sports as it is about a scandal, right?
Yeah.
No, but it's about the sports industry.
Yeah, I know.
But this ahead of
I
Rocky.
haven't seen it.
Number 6, Breaking
Yes.
Away. Yes.
That
I
should be
own
number
this
1, by the
movie.
way.
I love this film. It is very underestimated.
I've seen this movie 100 times.
I love it. I love it. All the characters, the music of this movie, that final race. This is one of the all-time greats.
A young
Yeah.
Randy Quaid and Daniel Stern.
Oh, they're so good in the film. And the whole rivalry with the college kids and the townies is just great.
The Cutters.
I like American Flyers.
Cutters.
Wow.
OJ made
What?
in America.
What
I
the
get
hell?
it.
Why
What
was
is
that
happening
on
here?
In top 5?
Now, by the way,
This
I've
is
seen this.
crazy.
There needs to be a separate category of sports documentary.
Turned to Lane
Yeah.
into
I was
Joker.
just about to ask, is this a documentary?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
But
it shouldn't
it's
be
very
in
good.
this movie.
By the way, how does it end?
God.
Wow.
Car chase.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
It's very good. It was produced by ESPN. It should not be on this list.
No.
They need to make a distinction of dramas and documentaries, like Minding the Gap. I mean, good film.
I'm gonna take a wild
Wait,
guess.
if
that
it's a
the person
drama
who put
sports
together this
story,
list never watches sports.
If it's a
Yes.
drama sports movie,
They don't
that
watch
could be
sports.
fine. But like
Okay.
documentary.
Okay, I don't know if you have guesses. There's only 4 left.
Rocky 2.
Dude, if
Balls
any
of Fury
movie
better
they
be number
ever
one.
list, man.
Bull Durham at number
I can get
4.
with that.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love this
Great
movie.
film.
Yeah.
Great film. So many good baseball movies. Baseball really,
A lot of good
when it comes to
baseball
films.
sports films, it's baseball has the most. It's the sport that has the most movies made about it.
Major
The American
League, man.
pastime.
Okay,
Yeah.
so The Natural has to be. in the
Yeah,
top.
I mean, The Natural. Come on.
We'll see. We'll
Well,
see.
we got
Okay,
Field
number
of Dreams and Natural, so they
number
got to be.
3.
in there.
Any
Oh,
guesses?
Field of Dreams
Number
and
3.
Natural. That's right.
Major
I'm
League.
saying Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
I'll go with Field of Dreams.
If Pride
Number
of the
3.
Yankees isn't on this list, which it doesn't
Oh,
look
yeah.
like it's going to
I'm gonna
be,
go
that's a
Major League,
huge
man.
omission.
Oh, yeah, someone said Space Jam.
Space Jam.
All right, number 3. When We Were
When We Were
Kings,
Kings.
1996.
Another
This is an
documentary.
incredible
documentary.
film, but it's another documentary.
It's a document. You can't mix docs and narrative.
Yeah, this
No,
was.
no.
Yeah.
There's two
Different
completely different
scales.
storytelling skills here.
Okay, any number. This is wildly off. I have no guesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People put
The
this is
Natural
moronic.
has to be.
Number 2. Hoop
Hoop
Dreams.
Dreams.
Another documentary.
It's a great movie.
documentary. Not this is
Oh,
a
this is a bad
flawed.
list.
This list is flawed. I call
Yeah.
foul on this list. Okay,
Red
number 1.
card.
All right, this better be The Natural.
Let's
The
see number
Natural, Field of Dreams. So many great ones not on this list.
Or Air Bud.
Sandlot.
How dare you? Yeah, Sandlot,
Sandlot.
Cool Runnings, Rudy.
Sandlot,
What are we doing?
Rudy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rudy.
that's Rudy. Why isn't that on here?
Rudy, man, another. good
Okay, number 1, Raging Bull.
A
Okay.
fantastic
There's so
film.
many-
Great
Yeah.
film, but
All right.
Wow.
This is a
I-
terrible list.
Yeah.
Was
Why?
Gore even on
Yeah.
the list? I don't.
You know what?
Some
As
great
soon as I
golfing.
saw challengers on this list, that's when you knew it was going to be terrible.
Where's
Yeah,
the
it's a
longest
shit
yard with
fact.
Burt Reynolds?
All those documentaries should be switched with the things that we've just said.
Yeah.
This is a shit list from the
that is one of
reporter.
the worst sports lists I've ever seen, dude.
Who put this
Do
together?
better.
You
I
know
bet
what
they're
these
non-binary.
These
Yeah,
lists are
Caddyshack.
people that are reading about this stuff on the
Caddyshack.
internet that don't have actual knowledge of the movies.
Well,
Any Given Sunday, a movie called North Dallas 40,
Mhm.
The Longest Yard.
Oh.
I mean,
The
Pride of the
Longest
Yankees.
Yard.
Pride of the
Longest
Yankees,
Yard.
while an old
Replacement.
movie.
Johnny Be Good was a good sports film.
Basketball.
Angels in the outfield.
Basketball.
Oh, Angels in the Outfield. Mighty
Basketball.
Basketball.
Sports comedy.
The Mighty Ducks. Let's go.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks.
The
Oh,
Legend of
Greatest
Bagger
game ever
Vance.
played for doing golf. I love that
list was
movie.
awful.
Yeah, Any Given Sundays.
Where's it? What's the name? The Ben Stiller movie?
Tin Cup. And then you
Oh,
have Ben
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. Yeah,
Even Dodgeball. Sports comedies. I mean, they're great.
Waterboy. Yeah.
Yes, Waterboy, even Happy Gilmore. We collectively could put together a top 100 no documentaries and do a better list than they just did.
Easily.
You should do that. You should do a tier list.
We'll do it.
Once you-
Hey, a couple surprises to end the show. Why movies and everything feels off? Why? This was inspired by Elaine. Follow Nerd Cookies, by the way, on X. Inspired nerd_cookies. Life's been crazy and busy, but I finally have some time to go live for more nerdy stuff. And you talked about basically being concerned about Tron Ares.
Yeah.
By the way, go obviously subscribe to Nerd Cookies channel. Watch this video. Maybe I think I responded to this. Maybe it was a different one where you said the same thing. I responded with a video I want to share with everyone. But can you tell us what inspired this tweet?
Well, the recent marketing has not been. We're a month out, and there was a lot that I didn't know about it, about the premise. And I was, of course, I've been following this for years since it was initially shut down in 2015, the original Tron Ascension script, and following its development ever since then, and probably one of the earliest things I've covered on my channel. So I've been hotly anticipating this film. And now we know that it's not, the director just came out and confirmed, basically, besides Jeff Bridges, Kevin Flynn, no other returning legacy characters.
So Tron
be
is not
there.
in the movie.
So,
Tron
yeah,
is not in the Tron movie.
Oh, wow.
Tron is excluded. And not only that, I've just recently learned that the premise, so we're 14 years after the events of Tron Legacy, and Sam Flynn has let NCOM fall into shambles. And Eve Kim, Greta Lee's Eve Kim, is the one that basically saved the company by making a Fortnite version of Space Paranoids. And that's where the story goes from.
That sounds dumb, but I have an explanation I'll tell you what the channel is after we watch this. Indulge me for a moment. This is a 2-minute video from a channel that's been putting out videos that if you watch these late at night and you've had a gummy, as Dante usually does, you will be freaked out. Please, if you would, indulge me. This is why the movies feel off, life feels off, the internet is off.
It's a simulation.
This may even tie into Tron Ares. Let's watch this.
You've noticed it too, haven't you? Years passing too quickly after 2020. You are not the only one. This is a level 7 civilian safety transmission. Broadcast approved. Listen very, very carefully. You felt it too. The strange silence in crowded places, the way sunlight feels colder now, the way every year since 2020 hasn't really felt real. That's because it isn't. The world ended in 2020, not metaphorically, not symbolically. Literally, this is not a drill. This is not a joke. The last verified date of stable existence was September 9th, 2020. After that, the timeline split. No one noticed because you were not supposed to. What you call life now, this is a patchwork, a reconstruction, a backup environment built to simulate continuity, to keep you calm, to keep you asleep. You were not meant to live this long. You were scheduled for expiration, and now something is noticing. Every time you remember something from before, you fracture the copy. You make it weaker. That's why the things don't make sense. That's why your memories feel like dreams. That's why people repeat themselves, because they're not people anymore. They're stabilization units. Their only job is to keep you from remembering that the world is gone. If you feel like you're being watched, you are, because you're not supposed to hear this message. You've passed your runtime. Check the sky. Do you remember what shade of blue it used to be? You can't, can you? Because the system updated it. If you start to feel sick, dizzy, or confused after this video, that's the failsafe. You're not infected. You're waking up. If you make it past 3:33 a.m. without forgetting this message, look at your reflection and ask it a question only you would know the answer to. If it answers back too quickly, run. You've triggered a response, and they are coming to reset you. This isn't a theory. This is a memory leak. The world ended in 2020. You just didn't notice.
Now, I recommend the YouTube channel.
You've noticed it too, haven't you?
I feel like we're being watched right now.
All I can say is this: if you can't sleep at night and you put this video on late at night, I can't say it'll really actually help you at all. Help you sleep.
Oh, it's worse if you're stoned, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm a glitch in the Matrix. So I just want to anticipate one thing, be excited, and have that thing be good. And I just we're in the simulation.
Good
I
luck
want to get
with
out of
that.
the simulation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard this for a couple of years now that we're in a split timeline. That's why you remember things differently. The Disney logo with the eye, with Tinkerbell,
Right.
like putting the eye on the
Mandela, yeah.
the Mandela,
Fruit
yeah,
of
the
the
Mandela
Loom
effect.
having a
People remember things
cornucopia
differently,
or not.
and they're saying that it's because we're in a different timeline. I've heard this
Because
before.
CERN
So many
turned
times.
on the hydrogen collider, whatever, and split our universe. Blah 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 blah.
We
Who
need
cares?
Neo
Just
to
give us
reset the
superpowers.
Matrix.
Yeah,
I
just give us superpowers.
I know. I do love that comment. Like, whatever. I still need to pay bills.
Yeah, the channel is called Code Red, and it's filled with videos that will freak you out late at night. So you be warned if you visit that channel.
Can we
No
just
matter
talk
what
about the
time-
Nine
no matter
Inch
what time-
Nails
no matter what
soundtrack
time
to
on
Tron
the year,
Ares
you
comes
got to
out
pay
this
your
week?
taxes, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
I am excited for that. At least the music.
If nothing else,
Yeah,
we're
it'll
getting
be a
that.
music video for 9 Inch Nails, and that is still. I am really hyped for that.
I have to say, and I also to toot my own horn, Tron is coming out in 4K this week, and they did include my feature-length documentary on the making of
Yes.
Oh,
Tron.
very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So 23 years ago when I did that for the 20th anniversary, and the only person I couldn't get was David Warner because he wanted his agent wanted $75,000. I got Bruce Boxleitner. I called up Jeff Bridges personally, and he met me at the Fess Parker's Hotel in Santa Barbara, and I interviewed him. And he said to me, "Yeah, man, I want to talk about Tron, man." And he picked the venue, and I went and interviewed him. And you can see the results on the Tron 4K that's coming out.
I have a positive. That's great. Does it have stuff from the Laserdisc?
Yeah, it's everything that was done for the mid-90s Laserdisc, and then my feature-length documentary, and then there's some extra added stuff as well.
Isn't Tron Legacy also finally coming out? At
Yeah,
4K?
they're both coming out this week.
I want to
Sweet.
go
Can't
to.
wait.
I want to go
Can you
to.
imagine that on the Sphere?
Oh my God.
There's
Tron
a
and the
Tron
Sphere,
marathon at the
that might be good.
South Park.
I want to go to Soups, and then Alan has something to share that he found on Instagram that I think will be a good positive way to end the show. It's been a rough week for a lot of people. Last week, I mean, I've had trouble sleeping every night. I think, we're Charlie Kirk, we're talking about, and we need a little positivity. We're going to end the show on a positive note, but let's do Soups first. Badger, if you would.
Shout out knee pain. Remember, for 13 months, I'm going to see Oz at the Sphere next month.
Lucky.
Tell us how it is. Please do a video on your channel, Knee Pain. Please.
Jeremiah Hembry, member for 17 months. If you didn't know what's going on with Shout, Factory is partnered with Toy that they can stream on Saturday night at 10:30 Kamen Rider.
Shout Factory has some amazing streams
Yep.
of lots of old TV shows and movies. I subbed to their channel.
Totally.
Their Shout Factory's great.
Jeremiah Hembry for 5, and it's the current season going forward for every Kamen Rider show. The new Kamen Rider show is at about Spy.
Nice. Thank you.
Scott McKenzie, member for 35
Hey,
months.
hey, Scott.
Will Marvel be male again? And who is the baddie?
I think the baddie is I think we know who the baddie is. People posting videos.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Well, I'm told that Doctor Doom is actually friends with the Fantastic Four at the beginning of the story. You see his evolution into a baddie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
S.
told.
Bailey. Royce and S. Bailey for 2. The Beatles knew when to quit. Disney Marvel didn't.
There you go. Thanks.
Graph Web for 2. In the name of all that is holy, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Thank you.
There you go.
Sebrew 1138 became a member. Shout out. Appreciate you, Sebrew.
Thank you.
Connor Dorian for 5. Don't forget that Scream 7 is also coming out next year.
Yeah, that was an incomplete list. Obviously not updated. We'll look at an updated one later. The schedule's still changing.
You are Barmy for 2. Waiting for White Men Can't Jump.
We got it.
John Monalong for $2.69. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Look out, well, it's Bobsled time. Yeah, how was Cool Runnings not on that? Anita Amanda Huggin Kiss Lips for $1.99. Elaine, been running on empty without your voice.
Aw, thank you.
Well, Elaine has
Thanks
to
for
do
that.
more videos.
Someone
More
likes your avatar there.
A Serious Man, member for 18 months. Maybe we'll have 3 Doomsdays next year.
It's possible. It's possible. And quick thank you to our mod, Lord Thoth and MK Solid, Atomic Lori, and Glenn Uccio. Alan, I mean, last week I think was a bad week for everybody. You know, not just because of the events, what happened to Charlie Kirk, how the week started, and
Arinya, yeah.
And then people posting on social media things where we just didn't think people would say these kinds of things on the fact that they thought these things and then thought it appropriate to post on social media. But celebrities are not exactly known for their good takes when it comes to current events or politics. But one person, an unlikely source, Alan, if you would share.
Dangerous, tragic times. I wanted to address the recent assassination / murder of Charlie Kirk. I didn't always agree with him, but this whole idea of I'm going to kill someone that I disagree with is disgusting and dangerous. And our hearts go out to him, his soul, his wife, his kids, and all of his family and supporters. He was a courageous man, actually. He was unafraid to speak his truth and would go often into hostile environments in order to do that. And how many of us have that same courage? At Soul Boom, we like to dig a little deeper. We talk about a spiritual revolution. What does that entail? A lot of people have been saying, hey, we need to bring the temperature down. And certainly that's true in the short term. But we need to go deeper than that. We need to build bridges of love and unity, especially between those we disagree with. As Arthur Brooks says, we need to learn how to disagree better and still know that we all love our country and we all want to build a better tomorrow. We just have very different ideas of how to do that. We have to be very cautious about social media. But there's so many things that cause division and hatred, and there can be and should be spiritual tools that we can use to create community, to come together with people that are very, very different than us. And this sounds like airy-fairy, hippy-dippy, kumbaya crap, but it's kind of true. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that on behalf of everyone at Soul Boom and the podcast itself. How can we dig deeper to find the compassion necessary for a true spiritual revolution?
Yeah, find Jesus.
Wow. So that was Rainn Wilson, who worked with James Gunn on a film called Super that helped James get the job to do Guardians of the Galaxy. Has not worked with James since. Not sure why, but he also... Yeah, Super is great. Obviously, Rainn Wilson from The Office, Dwight Schrute, and he had a company. I didn't know about Soul Boom. I knew he had a company or a book called Soul Pancake, and just speaks about spiritual issues and just it's. I wanted Alan to play that because when do we see a celebrity? We're always highlighting celebrities that say things stupid or out of turn or not positive. So, you know,
I mean, it was good for me to see that from him because I've seen other things he's said that were pretty wacky.
Yeah.
On the left end. So I'm actually kind of surprised that came from him because you expect that from people like Chris Pratt or, you know, guys who are a little bit more based. But yeah, I didn't expect that from
a lot of people realize they're about to be called out because they were part of the ones calling us all Nazis and bigots for 10 years, which is tantamount for calling for murder. I'm tired of like pussyfooting around it. When you call someone a fascist, you're asking for them to be killed. And we saw it in action. So now the Bill Maher's who are realizing are trying to act rational when they've had 10 years of saying all the horrible things.
I will defend Bill Maher as far as he has been consistent for a very long time. I don't think he's not a leftist. He's a liberal, and I think we got to make that difference, man. There was a very huge difference between a leftist and a liberal.
I hope we see more of that, more sober-minded talk, like what he just said. If he said anything in the past that was stupid, which I'm sure he did, there are hundreds of hours of Alan, and you know how many things he says almost every show.
So much.
And I'm sure maybe I have said something. But I think in this instance, it's just sad to see where we have gotten. And, you know, there's that swipe right meme where the center, you know, starts out center left in 2008. Then it goes, I don't know, I can share it for those that have not seen this meme. It's from a guy on X called @SwipeRight. And it just kind of shows where some people may be at 2008, center left, 2012, center left, 2021, being called a bigot, maybe center more to the right. And then in 2025, the far left is being called a bigot with a weapon and moving further from the center to the right. I'm not saying, you know, I mean, I'll say I relate to this. You know, I've always been kind of middle of the road mainstream when it comes to stuff. You know, the fringes are kind of, but things have gotten a bit too heated for me. So I didn't mean for this to, we don't normally delve into this other shows do this, but I wanted to share that, allow Alan to share that. He showed it to us before the show. And just because I thought it was very positive. I think we just need positivity. So I don't know if anyone else wants to comment.
Look, nice. I will say that I agree with you, Chris. We do need positivity, like a lot more. I mean, so much so that I'm even taking like some breaks from X here and there because I'm just like I can't look at this stuff anymore. I didn't today because I got into it with Jank from the Young Turks, but
oh wow,
that's a different story. He replied back. I mean, we got into it, but because it's something he said. But I'm all for being positive, and I think we do need to bring the temperature down. But I am definitely going to agree with Badger on this, where the people who are asking for the temperature to get brought down are the same people who rose it up in the first place, right? And now all of a sudden, because they're scared, they're afraid of retaliation. Now we need to bring it down again, right? And until the next left is crazy, does his thing, right? And then we got to bring it down again on our end. And I'm not saying, and I say "our" very loosely because I'm not a Republican, I'm not a conservative, but it's bugging me a lot when I see the same people saying bring it down, being the same people who are raising it, man. Like I just saw a video with Whoopi Goldberg talking about how we need to all be unified. I'm like, bitch, last week.
Charlie was killed saying things that we all say, talking about meritocracy and men are men and women are all the things that we say. He was murdered for, he was assassinated for because enough people have been convinced. Like when Rain says we learned how to disagree, I can hear them already saying, who needs to learn how to disagree with a Nazi and fascist? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
They don't want peace with us. They want us gone. Robert?
They also don't know what Nazis and fascists are.
No, they don't.
I would love to hear one, when you watch those debates like on Jubilee, that channel, when they'd have somebody come in and debate.
Yeah.
You have all these people. There's one with, was it Paul Ben David? What was that guy's name?
Patrick David. Sorry.
If you watch his, there's all these people coming in and talking about communism and how the workers should own the means of production. And you look at him, he's being very respectful. Where do you think those actual means of production came from? Who built the factories? Who got the insurance? I mean, it's the understanding of these systems that people are displaying their lack of knowledge is shocking. And these are people that are supposed to be in college. Our educational system has been intentionally dismantled, and we are seeing the results of it, and it's shocking. I mean, I read the other day they're not even teaching handwriting in school.
Nope.
And the thing about learning cursive or learning how to write, it helps you focus your thoughts. So just like learning math, what do I need math for? Because there's calculators. These are all thought exercises that teach you how to think. And at the end of the day, what we all need are critical thinking skills more than anything else.
They don't want that.
Well,
they
but
don't
the
want us
thing is,
thinking.
look, a country is only, we need to be healthy and smart. And there is no money necessarily in that. Where, Chris, I think when you and I were growing up, education was its own wealth.
Yeah.
We were taught. I went to a great upper middle class public school system where all the levies passed. And when kids went to school, we worked our asses off. And, my parents, if I came home with bad report cards, I caught hell for it. And it was my fault. It wasn't the teacher's fault. And I think we now live in this weird world where nobody wants to actually work. Everyone I knew when they were 16 years old, if they wanted a car, they had to buy it themselves or they had to do something. Everybody had a job. Everybody was more worldly than today because everyone's online all the time and their opinions are shit because they haven't lived life. You've got to go out and interact with people.
To Robert's
get the hell out of your house.
You're talking about language. George Carlin said it, that we think in language, so the quality of our thinking can only be as good as the quality of our language. But all of our higher educations need a complete overhaul. You've talked about it from Evergreen College 2013, Yuri Bezmenov, all the things. They've all been turned into factories to push out radicals that hate the country. And we told everyone during BLM, bunch of youth that we're all racist, the countries, and that leads to no good outcomes.
Yeah.
And this is why Charlie Kirk specifically went to college universities to debate these students, to talk to them, to give them an open mic, and have them tell him their point of views and have a nice civil conversation, a civil debate. And it didn't matter if people hated him and they came to the mic and just spewed awfulness at him. He would take it and then he would say, "Okay, that's great. Do you want a conversation? What do you think?" And we can go back and forth. It was always a civil debate between him and college students. He was on Jubilee, Robert. I don't know if you saw that episode. But yeah, he was on Jubilee debating, and every time he used facts and logic was when people would get very emotional and would insult him and yell at him, and then the conversation would be over. And that's basically every time that he would debate anybody. But his point is that he wants them to be able to see another point of view and be able to live with someone that has a different point of view, not cut them off from your family, not cut them off from your friend, be able to just function in a society with people that have different points of views and different opinions. And it doesn't have to lead to a huge all out fight because of a difference of opinion. That was his goal, was to bring civil discourse back to society, because we had come to a place where colleges are just, churning out anti-American students. And he didn't want it to be that way. And he also came to campuses as well because he knew that there were a lot of conservative students there that were scared to voice their opinions, that were scared to even say and come out as young Republicans or young conservatives. And he gave them a voice. He actually asked a group of students, how many people here are afraid to tell your teachers that you're a Republican. You have a different point of view because you're afraid that you might get a lower grade. And a ton of people raise their hands. So even the professors there, they will give you a lower score and judge you if you were an out and proud, American and a Republican, conservative, whatever. So he knew this, and this is why he went to college campuses. I've been watching Charlie Kirk for a very long time. I was a huge fan of his, and what happened to him was extremely tragic. It was very tragic. It should never happen at all.
Rob, yeah, you and I had probably similar upbringing. You probably, if you were like me, read recreationally a lot over the summer. I mean,
I've read recreationally since I was a little kid. I mean,
it's
The Long Walk. I read The Long Walk in my junior high library because the book was a cult novel when I was 12 in 1980.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I love that. Over the summer, I would get books constantly. I want to end with this thread. We won't read the whole thing, but I'll put it up. So if you want to, do extra homework and look at this, it's from Robert M. Sterling at Robert M. Sterling on X. Badger, if you'd read this, if you can read it, it says warning long rant.
It is a good one. My liberal friends are completely oblivious about how radicalizing the last week has been for tens of millions of normal Americans. Zero clue. I'm not talking about people who are online. I mean, regular, everyday Americans, normies, people who scroll through Facebook posts and Instagram reels from the Dutch Bros drive-through line, political moderates who have water cooler chats about Mahomes' touchdown or Bon Jovi concerts, not Twitter threads or Rachel Maddow monologues. Millions of them, tens of millions. They're logging on, they're engaging, and they're furious. And I'll be candid, they blame you guys. They blame the left. Regardless of whether you believe it to be justified, they think you're the bad guys here, and they are reacting accordingly. I can already hear some of you racing towards the comments to start screeching in moral indignation, so I'm going to be blunt. Shut up and listen to what I'm telling you. Your movement will lose any semblance of relevance if you don't develop some small measure of self-awareness. And absent someone force-feeding you bitter medicine, you guys collectively lack the humility to do this on your own. Here are the facts. 1, tens of millions of Americans started the week seeing a 23-year-old blonde woman, a young woman in whom virtually every parent watching pictured their own daughter, stabbed in the neck by a career criminal. These people then found out that the murderer had been released from jail 14 times over. Fact 2. 2 days later, tens of millions of Americans watched a video of Charlie Kirk get murdered speaking to college students. Millions of these people knew who Charlie was. Millions of them didn't. Upon seeing the video, however, these normal Americans from across the land and across the political spectrum agreed that he was the victim of a terrible, fundamentally unjustifiable crime, and their hearts broke in sympathy for his family. Good people who had never even heard the name Charlie Kirk before wept. Fact 3, immediately after seeing the footage of a peaceful young man get shot in the neck, these same people logged onto Facebook and Instagram. Remember, we're talking about regular Americans, not perpetually online Twitter or Blue Sky users. And some saw some of their local nurses, school teachers, college administrators, and retail workers celebrating this horrific crime, not just defending it, but cheering it. These are all facts. You may not like the implications of these facts, and we can certainly debate the underlying causes thereof, but indisputably, they are nevertheless factual statements. Here's what it means for you, the Democrats reading this. These normal, middle-of-the-road, non-political citizens just became politically active. They realize that politics cares about them, even if they don't particularly care about politics. After watching Arinya Zarutska and Charlie Kirk both bleed out from the neck, they think their lives and their physical safety of their families, the bedrock of human society, the foundation of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, depends on political activation, whether they desire it or not. These people are now sprinting, not jogging, not walking, but racing to the right because they blame you guys for everything that happened. I think that's a good cut because it goes on.
It goes on, but I have to say this is one of the best threads I've read about what's happening. We'll put a link in the description for this episode or just look it up yourself on X. But I really want to end on a positive because there's time for reflection. And I mean, all of religion is a redemption story. The story of Luke Skywalker redeeming his father, that's a redemption story. Christianity is about redemption. There is time to look in the mirror and realize the errors of our ways. But I didn't notice any of this happening until 2018. Was it 2017 when the movie The Last Jedi came out? And weird, that movie came out, and I did not like Force Awakens. I'm not this divert is not about that. It was about people whose opinions I respected did not like the movie. That was fine. I didn't care. I love a diversity of opinion. I love when Alan and I completely disagree about a movie. That's great debate, leads to discussion. But when I saw the people who didn't like Last Jedi, what they were called, everyone think from Gary from Nerdrotic or Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, other people, I was like, wait, he's not like that. I watch these guys all the time. They're not, these names don't connect with what they're being called. This is what I've seen happen to my friends, to people I know. It's sickening when I see the mainstream media and then people parrot mainstream media calling friends of mine who may not have voted the way I did back then, being called evil, awful names. And here we are, casually throwing out terms like fascist and Yahtzee. I'm tired of it. I'm done. The mainstream media, it's irresponsible for them to do that. Because we all know where it leads. I mean, we all know where it leads. Just the mountain of whether it's J6 documentaries or these people are bad. We've in Hollywood has replaced old cliches, which were not great, with new cliches, which are equally bad. And that's why Hollywood sucks and the mainstream media is lying to you. I appreciate you putting me full screen, Alan, but I'd rather, I like being part of the group here. I like being part of the group. All I'm saying is we need some time for self-reflection, and we're not a political channel. I'm just saying this has affected a lot of us in this space. I didn't notice it until like 2017 when I saw people who I'd watched a long time. I've been watching YouTube so long. I remember when Young Ripa talked about comics.
Wow.
That's how long. I love
but to be fair, he's been making comics, and that's impressive. He's a self-made man that has become a purveyor. I've always admired. I don't always agree with him, but I admire what he's done with his comic company.
I respect Eric July. Love that when he would talk about comics, sit there and he had so many good things to say. But somehow all of us got dragged into talking about this kind of stuff. I like to look, I'm not, not 100% comfortable talking about stuff like this, but it needs to be said because where we're going is a dark place if it's not called out like that. That X thread calls this stuff out. And I've lost friends. I've had people, I know the people in my family where I'll kind of be quiet and not say anything, but I'm afraid being in public, would anyone feel comfortable wearing a red hat in LA?
I told you not to wear that costume you did when you garbage or whatever. Like now you really can't wear
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Chris, it was a Halloween. This is what I was saying before, man. It's the reason why Charlie Kirk, the reason why this is all such a big deal is because he was a civilian, right? He wasn't a politician. He wasn't a military man. It's like the Joker said in Dark Knight, when a bus full of soldiers blows up, no one bats an eye, right? But if a bus full of school kids get blown up, then it's a big deal, right? It's kind of on that level with Charlie Kirk, where he wasn't a politician. He was just a civilian, like we are, and even though he had a bigger platform, we're all in that same space. We're all in that same kind of YouTube, streaming space. So we do see ourselves in this, man. I mean, look, you guys know me. I say some wild shit. And you know, we'll be at Comic-Con. We'll have panels at Comic-Con. I don't know who's in the audience. I don't know who's pissed at something that I said. It is waiting for us there at Comic-Con at the panels. It's gotten to the point now where we have to take the small threats serious now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And
like we have to start taking like these snide things a little bit more serious now, because I guarantee you Charlie Kirk expected fully to go home that night with his wife and kids.
Yeah. He was, yes, he like rubbed shoulders and knew all of these political figures because of his platform. It was so huge. But at the end of the day, he was someone who went to college campuses and, you know, talked and educated young minds. And oh my gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, and the thing is, yes, he was a civilian, but he didn't have any political aspirations. So like every time he was asked about it, he would say like, I'm perfectly fine how I am. You know, he didn't have any political aspirations. So even if those people who are cheering for and trying to justify what happened to him, saying like, oh, well, it could have been so much worse. He could have led to, no, because he had no political aspirations whatsoever. So yeah, he might have known all of these political leaders because he was one of the biggest political influencers with like the hugest platform, and people were incredibly proud of him and saw that success that he built from 18 years old with Turning Point till now and how big it grew. But he wasn't a politician. He had his political beliefs that were based in faith. That's basically what they were. He had his political beliefs based in faith, with no political aspirations whatsoever. So it's wild that people are just like, oh my gosh, well, yeah, he was totally political. He was a political commentator.
All I know is
he wasn't a politician.
I've applied for my concealed carry permit, and my Sig Sauer P365 X macro comp will be being carried from now on.
Wait, you can have those in California?
We got to get you into a better gun that doesn't misfire. Yeah.
No, they're great guns. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I love 6 hours because of a book I read.
Any final thoughts? But look, I want to apologize to the panel. I didn't expect Alan wanted to show this positive. I just want to leave. I want to leave people with positivity, because I keep hearing people say, and I don't necessarily disagree with this, things might get worse before it gets better. My hope is it doesn't go that way, that there is some self-reflection, that maybe some of these people, like, one, why would you say something horrible like that? And then why would you feel emboldened to post that on social media is bizarre to me. So we live in crazy times. I mean, so I just wanted to bring some positivity, and in future, I hope we get back to talking about Marvel and superheroes and all that other stuff. And this is a quick divert, but so I appreciate it. Any final thoughts on people as we
be safe? Be nice to each other.
I will say this: the same people that are cheering on the death of Charlie Kirk are the same ones that were outraged at a jeans commercial. That is their level of emotional intelligence.
Facts.
This is true.
Chris, I would like to say, I mean, I know, like I watch Elaine's channel because I find it uplifting and I find it celebratory of the things we love, such as Dune, such as Project Hail Mary. And there's a lot of, I know that on my channel, I have endeavored to be aside. I carve out modern Star Trek, I know, but everything else, I try and be thoughtful, and I'm excited about most things. We do live in a world where there's an incredible amount of great stuff out there, whether it's, I mean, look, you know what I just got recently? I'm a huge fan. I know that, Stephen King's going to get canceled, but I love The Stand. And this is a hardcover book of authors that are not Stephen King that wrote stories set in the world of The Stand.
Oh, wow.
I'm loving this, and I just got it, and it's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just got my.
I know you have to read it, but
I just got my Golden Patriot from Yellow Flash. It's got my comic from Rip Ascend, and then I have I can't believe this exists. The graphic novel of Megalopolis.
Oh,
from Coppola.
Oh my
That
god!
exists.
Wow.
And after I read Fun with Ventriloquism.
Hopefully it's better than the movie.
It's going to be a weird week. Well, thank
Did you
you,
say
everyone.
Fun with Ventriloquism?
Yes, that's a book that I have.
Oh.
I got it from my little library in my neighborhood. I always put books in there. It takes some to. Super chat here from YouTuber Mexican Iron Man.
Jan Hugh actually gifted 5 memberships, and we've got this last super chat here from Mexican Iron Man for 10 RMB. I'm a SIG 365 guy and firearms instructor. I also carry a 365. I am taking you training and shooting, then steak and 10 rounds of scotch on Mexican Iron Man. Come to Hilton Head. Yeah,
Well,
shout out.
You read that wrong, unfortunately. Badger says, I'm taking you tranning.
Oh, that must be something very different.
Careful, Mexican Iron Man. And
I can assure you, Mexican, that's a fun night.
There you go.
Training and
Thank you, Sean. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to our panel. We'll spend where other shows will get into politics a lot, and I watch those shows. George the Giant Slayer, shout out to him. Shout out to FNT, other folks, DJ Cobra. We're gonna try to keep it focused here on pop culture stuff. But when events are, I believe, as significant as that, I think it's it's our generations, or it's actually Gen Z's MLK. It's huge. And I'm encouraged by the fact that MLK, if you look this up, there's about 100 hours of Martin Luther King speaking, films, interviews, speeches, about 100 hours exist. Look at his legacy that echoes to today. Okay. And what he represented. I mean, when I was in school, he was a hero. I hope he is still hailed as a hero in school. And I saw someone quote, there is about 4,600 hours that exist of Charlie Kirk speaking, being interviewed, doing debates. My hope is that his legacy will be preserved, because what is happening now, his legacy is being ruined by people lying about him.
Yes.
The mainstream media lies. Other people are lying. It's not who he is. You may disagree with some of his opinions. He always would end the debates and say, respectfully disagree. With people he did disagree. And it was like Rainn Wilson said in the clip Alan played at the top. We need to learn to disagree. That will make a long marriage. You got to learn to disagree. And it's important to learn how to fight as much as you get along. Final soup here from Brock Samsonite.
Brock Samsonite for 5. Does the panel think South Park will tone things down in light of Charlie's demise, or do you think they'll double down? It'll get worse. They'll double down.
I don't know. And I think we do need their brand of satire. So even Charlie Kirk, he celebrated his being satired on this. So I don't know. I mean, I hope they still speak, but I think maybe there are some people out there that regret that they have said some things. And I think if Christianity is anything, it's a forgiving. So anyone else want to chime in? And we're going to Badgers up in like 10 minutes live. So sorry, we got to wrap it up here. Sorry, Steph. Please, what were you going to say?
Oh, I said I don't remember which news article put that out, but they said that like MAGA are upset at the South Park episode and are blaming South Park, when that's not true at all.
I never heard that.
One guy.
Yeah.
It's on the Hollywood Reporter, I think.
Is it the Hollywood Reporter? Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, when that's not true at all. And I think that like they misquoted someone in there, and the person that they misquoted quote tweeted the Hollywood Reporter and was like, I did not say this on my show at all. This is a bold-faced lie. You need a retraction. And so yeah, people are coming out against that and saying we don't blame South Park for Charlie Kirk's death in no way.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap it up there. Next week, back to movie madness. And again, thank you to the panel. Thank you to our audience here for the divert at the end. I want things to end positively. I think in any debate this is why I've always loved sports. Good game. You shake hands at the end. 2 hockey teams, they battled it out, probably got in fights. And at the end, good game, fist bump, shake hands. Both my kids played soccer. Every game would end with good game, shake hands, and we need to get back to that and be able to converse. So we'll leave it there, and that's it. Alan, do you have something to say?
Yeah, let's get out of here.